Welcome back to the Nic Cage Podcast, where we talk about Nic Cage movies, and we do go on tangents. I'm your host, Austin.
And I'm Tarell.
And today's film is National Treasure's Book of Secrets. And I will say, straight out of the gate, the only thing I remembered about this movie is that there was a city of gold underneath Mount Rushmore. I remembered nothing else.
Really?
I remember talking to my friends about it, and they're like, we don't remember anything, and I said that. And they're like, that can't be true. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's true.
Yeah, I didn't remember that. Only thing I remember going into it was he kidnaps the president, and everything else is like, that was it. I remember the trailer. I loved the trailer, the teaser trailer. It comes out, and it's like, okay, so we did X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 and then we kidnapped the president of the United States. He's like, we did like, no, that's just the beginning, or some shit like that. And I was like, oh, man, this would be crazy. Like,
yeah, I didn't remember that. I didn't remember that it starts out with the assassination of Lincoln, which I was like, I figured I would have remembered that, but no,
I didn't either when I started that too. So it was kind of weird. I was watching under you. That's a big pivotal part of the movie.
I will say this movie does kind of have, it's not a carbon copy of the first one, but it definitely has the same high points and hits of like, oh, we gotta sneak into this secret place, and instead of sneaking into this building
underground. It's like always like Act 3 is like underground again in like some city of like treasure and shit.
And they're sneaking into like a secret building to get something, and instead of like, to get the Declaration, it's the Buckingham Palace, and then they have to steal something, the Decoration, and then the president's the next one, and then it ends with them being underground. It's I don't want to say carbon copy, but it is so similar. But I feel like that's the reason why I didn't really remember it too much.
Yeah, that's probably what too. Because critics are complaining about that. It actually got pretty bad. Like I think 36 on Rotten Tomatoes.
I mean, that's probably why it's been 12 years.
They haven't done another one.
I think it's in talks. I can't imagine it's
in development. It's been like for them like internal. It's in development hell, I think, because all the Marvel shit. I mean, think about it. Disney's like we'll put it on
Marvel's
Disney Plus. Like Star Wars. I'm sure it'll come out eventually.
One thing I did notice. So I remember during the first one, we did point out that the center point of the story is the Revolutionary War, and the main villain is a British guy. Yeah. This one, the centerpiece is the Civil War, and the main villain is like a Southern guy, and his henchmen have Southern accents.
Yeah, I didn't catch that. Like I remember him being Southern, but I was gonna be Ed Harris.
Because I was thinking, I was like, why is it like why are his henchmen like all these like good old Southern boys? And then I was like, I didn't pick up on that. It
seemed like the same kind of like to me, like sort of like clean shaven, like I'm not clean, like balding, not. Like European dudes. I guess they were Southern accents.
It wasn't super Southern, but it was kind of like that, like...
I guess it wasn't like pickup trucks.
Like he's kind of like that old money South, where like he spoke very, very like properly.
That Southern Belle kind of, not Southern Belle.
Yeah, but not a very thick accent, but you could tell there was some like a little bit of a draw there.
Yeah. Because, probably historically, which I found out a couple months ago, so it's like similar. Like, a lot of time from people from England they settled in the South, so that's why you had that sort of like, that weird accent, not the Southern, that sort of like high class Southern accent, which is different. If you look at it phonetically, it's actually similar to a British accent, like, sort of like pictures in that too.
Yeah.
So I heard a whole, like, I watched the thing on it too. I'm like, oh, that's why they had that weird, it's like a combination of like American and British, and they created their own sort of Southern accent.
Yeah, it's, looking into that stuff is really interesting. It's like, man. But yeah, I really like that they did that, because it's just, I don't know if it's like just a subtle, but I mean, it did take me like 15 years to catch it on the first movie. So maybe it was subtle, maybe it wasn't, maybe I just didn't get it, but I really enjoyed that, just a little bit of detail. But I don't, how'd you feel about the villain?
I liked Ed Harris. Yeah.
I like Ed Harris. He's a good actor. He did a good job with the character, but the character himself, I'm still not entirely sure what his motivations were.
Yeah, it's kind of like the idea of going a little bit with a lot. I don't know, because Ed Harris is a good actor, but I mean, the character was kind of weird. Like, I don't think he was really a good villain. If he was a great villain, because he's sort of just there. It's like, again, with the first one was sort of a temporal force to move the plot along. He was just like, because I feel like the movie could have been like them solving puzzles and shit, but hey, we need to add a sense of danger and urgency to make the movie. Yeah, he's really acted as a device just to make the movie move it, make the movie like move faster. But I mean the plot, but he didn't really seem like, because it was weird in the beginning. He seemed like he was like a art. I mean, his story, it was weird. He was bouncing over. He was like, first I'm a black market art dealer, then I'm like, so this into my family, and then there's because
he brought that piece of paper that showed that Thomas Gates was supposedly a co-conspirator for the Lincoln assassination, and it came out of nowhere And I assume that he brought it out because, like, I mean, they've had that piece of paper in the family for like 140 something years. Yeah. So I was like, why did he come out then with it? I assume it's just because he heard about Gates finding this treasure, and he's like, that makes sense. I have this piece of treasure. So he's gonna try to throw his family under the bus because later he's like, I picked you because I knew that you would get here and help me find this. So his whole thing is that like he sees this like, this guy can help me find this treasure. All I have is this nasty ass piece of paper that my family's had for 140 years. So he's going to use this to like help get to the. I don't know.
But Gates is his father. I mean, his ancestor was there. So it's like he did say he picked Gates at the same time. Gates was like, I guess maybe from the list. He could pick anybody.
Yeah, I mean, again, maybe it's like he didn't even know who he was, and then he hears him that he found, the Knights of the Templar treasure. Now he's famous, and you're like, his name is on here, his ancestors on here. So he's like, I guess that was the plan. It didn't really explain it too well, but
it's probably the like editing floor. Like this is like cut the running time down, whatever. It's a
movie. It was a good 2-hour runtime, which is pretty standard nowadays.
It didn't feel long. It just felt, but I feel like they probably cut a lot out to keep it to the story going. Kids don't give a shit. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. It's like 10 years ago. I think the average runtime was like hour and a half to 2 hours. Yeah. No.
Nowadays it's about 2 hours.
Yeah, two and a half hours. I feel like there's like free action movies now. Yeah. It used to be like 90 minutes. I remember the early 90s. It was like 90 minutes, like for an hour 45, and that was like pushing it.
90 minutes was like the go-to
for like an action movie in the 90s, and now it's like they're all like 2 hours. Yeah, they're all getting longer.
It's the Marvel effect. Marvel has affected. I can't say for certain if it's a good thing or bad thing right now. But I will say, like, that Marvel has changed cinema right
for the
now.
Record, in case if I have any career choices, I'm that guy, whatever. But I'm gonna say it's a good thing.
I enjoy more content. Like, I'm the kind of person that's
that guy who's gonna sell out. I'll definitely sell out whatever because money is good.
I'm the kind of guy that's like, there's an extended cut. I'll watch that. I can't tell you how many times I've watched the extended trilogy of Lord of the Rings. Like that's like 12 hours of content. I've watched that over many times. It's just so good.
Still haven't seen any of those movies. Still haven't seen Harry Potter. Not anything against it, just haven't seen them.
Harry Potter's kind of rough because there's 8 movies. The first 4 are a little rough because they're kid actors. They get progressively better, but like the 5th movie I think is where like really picks up. But I don't want to be like, hey, he sees 8 movies. Skip the first 4 and jump to 5.
Yeah.
Because you have to sit through them being just terrible kid actors and terrible, like, Goblet of Fire, the 4th movie. For some reason, the stylist decided that every boy is going to have, like, just a mop for a haircut. And it's awful. Like, it just like, you can't not see it. Every boy has just, like, this fucking, like, rag of hair just on their head. And it looks terrible. Gosh. Every single boy in the movie. And you're just like, why? Why did you choose that? It ruins it because it makes it look like exactly what it is. It's like a mid-2000s movie.
Oh yeah.
Which it's set in the 90s. So why do they look like this? Did they just figure out who like the Monkees were or the Beatles and like let's just get raggedy hair?
No, like cranking them shit out. I guess just it out.
I get maybe they're like like kind of like a grunge era. Maybe that's what they were going for. But again, it's just Britain in the 90s in like a magical school, so why the fuck would they know anything about grunge? I don't know. I'm getting too far into it, but yeah, they get better as they go along. But I don't know.
Not a big fan.
I love the Harry Potter. I love the book. I burned through the books in about a month.
Oh wow!
And they're really good. But the movies, they cut a lot of stuff out. They leave a lot to be desired. But if you're gonna start anywhere, I would say start of the 4th one. The first 3, you get a little bit of the world, and they'll clue you in later. The 4th one is kind of where things kind of take off. It's kind of like you're starting at the 2nd act of the story.
I'm listening to the books though, so I'm halfway to the first audio book.
Oh really?
So, yeah.
Is it the
first book?
Stephen Fry is doing the recording.
I don't remember who.
No.
I think it might be. I don't know. He sounds British.
Honestly, the books are the way to go. Like audiobooks, especially. Like
I got halfway through. I'm honestly not like crazy about it. I'm just listening to it just to get through it because I paid for it. But like, I should definitely hook up on the library.
Yeah,
because it's free.
But,
cool, man.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts on it before we hop into
Harry Potter or
No,
Lord of the Rings?
Your nose.
I will say I felt like this movie they did try a lot harder to be like up the like comedy ratio. Like Nic Cage's character was a little bit funny. Like in the first scene with him and Riley, where they're like breaking into his home, and well, which I didn't get because they're not married, and I assume he bought the house because it was his reward money. Then why does she get the house?
Yeah, I had thoughts on that.
Because I was like, if they were married, I would totally get it. That would make total sense. Or maybe they used their money together to buy this giant fucking mansion, which I hate that. Whenever in a movie, like, oh, I got money, I'm going to get a Ferrari. Oh, I'm going to get a mansion.
Like a chateau.
Yeah, get yourself like a fucking townhouse or something.
Was that even in the U.S.? It doesn't look like it.
It definitely doesn't look like it. And it's definitely not the house at the end of the first movie.
Because it's like, it looks like they bought a house in France and they're living there. That's what it implied to me.
Because all of a sudden they were just in France.
And like we bought this like chateau in France.
I don't.
And we had this really fancy car for like a Bond car, whatever.
Yeah, that was strange. And the whole thing of oh she kicked me out. It's like, isn't it your house?
That was weird to me. I thought what I thought was one of the questions I have to talk about was that I thought it was a weird sort of plot thing in order to like kind of cut her out of this movie kind of thing. We know in a lot of times in movies they do, like, we had a happy ending, and then they go, oh, we're doing a sequel because the movie made so much money, and then like, we have to figure out how to like show she's not in the movie. So I'm watching it. I'm like, oh yeah, I mean her breaking up, right? And I'm like, oh, so she's not Diane Kruger's not in this movie, right? So you're watching it.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, so I'm watching it, and you're like later on, you're like, oh, she's in the movie, when they break in the house, they're like, what the fuck? I thought she was out. Like,
I assumed they like, let's just have some discord, just I guess to kind of mirror what was happening with Jon Voight's character and Helen Mirren.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it was. I think maybe it was just a quick little bit of like, let's just make a little bit of drama to get them back together. So it's not like they're just together the whole time. Everyone, like every single character here has to have a little bit of an arc.
But I thought it'd be better if like they have her not like, I thought it'd be better like like kick her out of the movie so he can like be free. Him and like Justin Bartha's character. I mean him and Riley, they can just run off in the sunset and like solve crime.
Or at least have her come in through like halfway through the movie.
Or towards the end, later on, she's like, hey, I'm here to help. You know what I mean? That way he doesn't like bog him down, like trying to do deal with like relationship problems.
It was pretty soon after.
Yeah, it was pretty quickly. They kind of hopped back in the game and.
I mean, this script does feel kind of hastily written.
Yeah.
I mean, not hastily, but definitely not the same kind of love. Even the puzzles.
It felt like a couple people wrote it and they were like, they had a different input. So like, we should have, like, I feel like somebody was like, we should have the love of Richards continue. And someone's like, no, that's not going to work. Let's not have her in here at all. But someone else is like, let's kind of have her in here, but let's have the turmoil as they go on, which to me is kind of like weird because it's like, the movie is like, he's like, there's such an urgency in having like the her like, kind of like tugging away the relationship. It's kind of like, distracting him in a way. Mm-hmm. But in a way that doesn't seem really, it feels very, doesn't seem like a fun way of doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I will say they did treat her better in this movie than the last one.
Yeah.
Because the last one, even at the end, like, everything Riley said was they were treating her like a prize. Like, you got the girl in the end, what does it matter?
Yeah,
it's like, so this one...
It's fucking weird.
Yeah, this one they didn't really have that. She does use her feminine wilds to dupe that one dude a couple times, which I thought was pretty fucking funny because like she's like just trying to distract her, like, oh, I lost an earring, and she keeps like pushing her cleavage together and like sticking her ass out, and he's just like drooling. And it's like, well, you know what? I mean, that would work in real life.
That's a weird
that would honestly
scene.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm like, let me come show the over officer your ex-boyfriend's here, like, and we're gonna fool around with around your ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
While he fucks with the president's desk.
Yeah.
He's like, whatever. This is it. I mean, it is what it is. I guess he's like, this is my day. I guess I'm gonna help this girl find her earring. And I guess the monkey brain. We're just like, whatever. He's just like, whatever.
I think it's one of those...
not an ideal situation. I'd rather be here alone with her in the president now, but her ex-boyfriend's here, but she's going for it, so I guess I'm gonna go for it too. Like, fuck it. Like,
I think it's like kind of like, oh, like from a viewer standpoint, like that wouldn't fall. I wouldn't fall for that. But deep down, you're like you'd be drooling and looking.
Yeah, because you're like, this is I wouldn't like. But she's like, ooh, come help me over here. You're like, you're extra. Fuck it. I guess this is what we're doing.
That's what we're doing. Maybe
he walks. He's gonna have to dismount me because if she like, you know what I mean? Like,
maybe they're like some public humiliation stuff.
Like,
and
it is what it is. It's all been there. It just is what it is.
Her character was treated a lot better in this one. I think Riley. He was still funny, but he definitely wasn't as funny as the first time.
No, it wasn't like he was used as much. Utilized as much. Like, he was just kind of there. He's definitely like third fiddle, like fourth fiddle, because it's like they have a lot of Oscar winning. They up the caliber of the actor. Like Oscar, I mean, they have Helen Mirren and Ed Harris in the movie now too. So they up and Harvey Keitel and everyone else. So it's like we have like a lot of A-list I guess another little fun little trivia. I guess Jerry Bruckheimer, producer, right? As you know, he's known, I guess, in Hollywood for taking like really like bigger, really talented actors and putting them in kind of like like kind of B like for better term B movies. So that's what. If you notice in all of his movies, like this in Con Air, he tends to Con Air is like a freaking decorated movie. You know what I mean? Like all the people in it. So for him to have like you know what I mean? Like pedigree like Nicholson. Nicolas Cage, Helen Mirren, Ed Harris, you know what I mean, Jon Voight, Harvey Keitel, and all in one movie, and being like a cute little kid movie is like that's his MO. So I guess he didn't have really a spot to shine in this one.
Maybe because like the first one, like they only had so much of a budget, and it's the first one in a series, and sometimes people are a little iffy on like jumping on board, or like wondering like who can I get for this? Yeah. So then the second one rolls around, and it's like first one has a good reputation. Yeah, maybe I can get a little more money, a little extra, maybe call him a favor or something. But yeah, I feel like he definitely got pushed.
He wasn't. There's no like back. Good. I couldn't think of any like really good like like science fiction things around that. Like,
I'm thinking about stuff he did, and what was like. I really can't think of anything.
Towards the end, getting the girl kind of thing, kind of like his arc ending.
Yeah, I like that.
Full circle. In the beginning part, the whole like the bookstore was pretty funny.
That was on. You're saying the exact scenes I remember. Like it was the bookends.
Pun intended. Bookends. I said I did it. I'm doing it. We're doing the dad jokes.
I did like how she's like the girls are coming and it's like, oh, you're Thomas Gates or you're Ben Gates. And he's like, no, I'm Riley. He's like, who is like the author of the book? And like, and then the next girl comes up and she's like, oh, you're Ben Gates. He's like, yes, I am. She's like, your car's being towed, and he's like, oh shit. Yeah. Let's see. What other character? Jon Voight, he got a bigger role, and I really liked him. Right?
Yeah. He has an arc in this one too. He's a kind of a bumbling dad who wants to be a thing, and the whole Helen Mirren thing.
Yeah, Helen Mirren. I think she kind of stole the show.
She was good, dude. I don't remember her being a more prominent role.
Yeah, as I was rewatching it, I was like, I didn't remember her at all. I didn't remember most of this movie, so.
No, I remember her, because she's
nice. She's in like the top 3 of like older celebrities that you're
she's aging well. I'm saying, but I remember her. But I didn't remember her being prominent because this one I remember her being sort of like the kooky mom kind of like, oh man, what misadventure. But this one she's definitely more in it. Like,
we're just off the top of my head, the top 3 like older female actresses that are like still got it: Helen Mirren, Sigourney Weaver, Jamie Lee Curtis. There's like, I feel like those are because those are ones I grew up with, and they've kind of stuck in my mind. All 3 of them, I think, are still not only great talents, but also still very attractive.
Yeah. On to the birth, yes, they are very attractive older women. Yeah.
I'm just saying that because like it's like and those like my 3 that are like whenever I see in the movie, I'm like, I still got it. No?
Yeah, they are. They're holding up well.
Yeah.
I'll give it a political answer. I don't. You can't. No negativity. But they're all great ladies. So that's my nice. That's my. Because I swear it'll buy back into everything. Will buy back in 10 years. I'm terrified.
Were there any puzzles that you either like, this is fucking dumb, or this was incredible? I feel like all of them were all pretty like. Ugh.
Oh no! I'm gonna say the puzzle I really liked was the desk puzzle. I liked the desk combination one. That was my favorite puzzle.
Those are the ones I thought were the best.
That was the best one for me. It was like the best 2 ones. The rest of 2 desk ones.
The rest of them kind of just felt like they were in the open.
Yeah.
Because like, oh, let's go look at the second Statue of Liberty. Because all of a sudden they were just in France. They were just there.
Yeah.
Which I thought was kind of crazy. No, like it's not like, oh, we're gonna go to France. I don't need like a traveling montage or like an Indiana Jones. Like, oh, here's the map. But all of a sudden, the next scene, they were just in France.
It's France. Like, it was like, man. That was cool, though. It was cool. Probably runtime.
Yeah.
It probably was like a long sequence of them, like, you know what I mean? Like, I could imagine a montage over, you know what I mean? Over, like, a burning map kind of thing. And then, like, they're riding the different thing, the subway, getting off the train, and then maybe, like, riding a camel or some shit. You're doing some sort of, like, traveling montage.
Yeah.
But they just, like, cut it out because runtime.
Because then all of a sudden they're just like, oh, we're flying a drone at this other Statue of Liberty, and then all of a sudden, oh, there's writing on it.
Yeah.
And they do the classic that's like 480p and like zoom in and like, boom, 4K, and you're like, oh, cool.
That was weird. That was just kind of, a lot of it was like that. It was kind of schlocky to me, I guess is the word.
Yeah, because
I just felt like we're gonna fumble around. We're gonna see something obvious. But at least that's one was kind of like a puzzle. It felt like a puzzle. And that was cool. They had to tinker with some shit. And that was cool.
Yeah, I like that because it was the drawers with the dates and then like doing it and then like turning stuff.
Yeah,
like guessing dates.
You see mechanisms moving and things are doing, and that was cool. That was probably the best one for me.
Yeah, I like those the best. And I did love when the panel opened and you saw like this Aztec or Incan. I think it was Incan, right?
I'm not sure.
It was like those glyphs, and I saw that. And being someone who is like an art history major who took a couple Mesoamerican classes, I saw that and like my excitement was just like, oh shit!
Really, you like the thing, the writing?
I mean, to me, it was more that like I recognized it. It's like one of those things like when I recognize it, like you saw Parasite, right?
Yeah.
When the mom was talking about the kids' art, she was very Basquiat-esque, and I was just like me really? And like one dude, but I'm sure I went to school with him in art history classes. We just both started cracking up. The rest of the theater was silent. We're just like I think it's like that where it's like when I recognize it, and then like I know what that is, and like I was like that's awesome. I think it's more of like just a personal little validation for me because like I know what that is.
I mean, it was cool. I just wish. Just puzzles. I would have been cool to see more puzzles. I like them I want to see them fucking with boxes and tinkering with things and like some physical touching stuff.
Yeah,
that's what I'd like to see more.
The first one felt like it had a bit more.
The puzzles are a little more intricate because even though they're like putting the pipe together and having to like roll it on a thing and to get the message and stuff, there's more interactions.
The
with
glasses, like that, there was a lot.
Yeah. There was like more of the shit like that. The tinkering. It was more like get to a place, fuck around, fumble around until you find like you know what I mean. And, like,
this one they had like the. Like they go to Mount Rushmore, which I did like the idea of like to protect the city, they like deface this mountain.
Yeah, that was cool.
To make it like unrecognizable, which I was like, I really like. That's a really good idea. Cool. But also making it such a noticeable landmark that you can't fucking miss it.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that, but like that one they get there and like it was some puzzle about like an eagle. Like on a cloudless day, the water will show the way, or something like that. So they just start pouring water all over the place, and they just find it. I was like, "That's
stuck his hand in the hole."
Yeah, that was just a very. I didn't even see like a puzzle.
It wasn't.
Like, most of it was like, what if some idiot kid just shoves his hand in there and just opens it, and you're just like, oh,
you had to like pull on it and stuff, and you had to like tug it. Maybe that's what it was.
I guess I don't.
It was gonna happen. I would like to see him like take a box out. I was hoping when he did that, I was hoping he'd take a box out and like build. You know what I mean? Like, oh, what is this? And like have to tinker with shit. And like, well, you gotta like do it, bop it, turn it. You know what I mean? Like, no, stick it in water and see something come up and then color. And you have to go to another spot. And like, I was hoping more like cool shit like that. Like,
yeah, because in the first one,
the bottle, you know what I mean? Like, take it out, submerge it in water, and all of a sudden, like, geez, something happens, the cap twists or some shit, and you gotta put it somewhere else and figure it and tinker with it.
Like in the first one, like they do go through all this stuff, and it ends up being the first clue is the key to open. Like, I really like that. That would have been cool if they had this. If they had some sort of puzzle box.
Yeah.
They like it was just like all this like different shapes and you like move it and it makes like one shape and then like it opens or it like does something like
or you get another clue or something.
And then he does it, you do it again and it becomes the key and you put it on the wall.
Yeah,
and it opens
that
up.
was cool.
I would have liked that. But because this one it just kind of seemed like
go to a place, fuck around and
it was more like for lack of a better term, a scavenger hunt. Because it was like one thing just leads to the next. You don't ever go back. That's what I like about the first one is that there was references to the older ones.
Yeah.
And this one it just felt like point A, point B, C, D. It was very linear, not a lot of backtracking, what I really liked about the first one. How did you feel about the City of Gold being in fucking one of the Dakotas? I don't remember which Dakota the Mount Rushmore's in. South Dakota?
That's kind of weird. It was. I mean, I seemed like the fact they kind of did the plot again. I thought that was kind of weird. I thought it was kind of weird that they had both movies kind of end with them going underground to a City of Gold.
Yeah, like I mean, they definitely didn't like take the script, just like Control F and just like rewrite stuff. But
holy fuck! But it was like pretty much the same. Like, let's go back to a City of Gold again. Like, really, dude? Like treasure and shit.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it is treasure hunting. I hope if they do make a third one, I hope that the treasure is like.
Could have made a diamond, at least some diamond or some shit. I don't know, something like diamonds, and because it was like the same sequence where, like, you know what I mean, like we're. Like, go down there and it gets to that room, and where does he do the same thing again? He lights a fucking he lights something up, and then all of a sudden the light illuminates, and it's a thing.
It's in the exact same pattern.
I was like, what?
In the exact
fuck?
same pattern, he's like oil, and he lights it, and
then it's like,
up.
I'm like, are you shitting me? It's the same like sequence.
Yeah, and that did kind of irritate me. I hope that the final one, if they do make a third one, I hope that it is.
You gotta believe.
I hope that the treasure isn't just going to be gold. It can be something a bit more valuable, like
diamond.
How cool would it be? Okay, so we did Revolution, we did Civil War. What about World War II? What if they're like, because the Nazis,
that'd be cool.
No Crystal Skull shit. Fuck that. We've been there, done that.
I like Crystal
Didn't work out. Huh?
I liked it.
You like that movie?
I know, I did.
I love. I like Shia LaBeouf. I like the Crystal Skull, the conspiracy behind it. But that movie, maybe I need to rewatch it.
I liked it. I mean, I understand why people didn't like it. I remember it came out going to hate, and it was like that was the worst thing ever since the Holocaust, and like it wasn't that bad. I enjoyed it.
Movie. I thought you said the Holocaust wasn't that bad.
Oh,
I was like, whoa.
No. I think it's the worst thing since the Holocaust, and like the movie wasn't that bad.
No. It
was a great movie. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I mean, I'm because of what's her name in it too.
I mean, it was better than Temple of Doom in my opinion. I didn't like Temple of Doom.
No, I didn't see it. I remember it's been so long since I've seen it.
It's not good. What was it? So like the first movie, the first National Treasure, it's the Revolution and the villain's British. The second one, based around the Civil War, villain is like Southern. What if the third one, it's like
WW2?
Well, yeah, because the Germans stole a lot of paintings and a lot of shit.
That'd be dope. Yeah.
I think not too long ago, like they opened up like this apartment because like it just been sitting vacant for so long, and they opened it up, and it had all of the stolen artwork from that the Nazis stole and just stored in there.
That'd be dope. It'd be cool to see World War II, flashbacks World War II, and they're going with the battlefield, and like one of the gates, again, another gates was like fighting when they, like, you know what I mean, they kept it in. I mean, like they got a bunch of paint, the Nazis had them, and they held them off, whatever, and they're like, all right, like seal this off with like a million different complicated puzzles.
The World War II I find immensely fascinating.
That'd be cool to have. I'd be down to direct that. Disney, holler at me.
Let's hop on the script.
I got like 4 more. I gotta get like 3 movies in my belt before they call me. Speaking of this, hey man, what's the name did it? What's the name fucking said it? The guy from Parks and Rec.
Chris Pratt?
Yeah. Remember the video he put when he first got on like Parks and Rec? He put that video out, which is famous viral. He went out.
No, I don't remember.
When he was on Parks and Rec, right? This is back in the day. He had a flip phone. He was like, I think when he got on the show, he was still broke, but he's still like, I'm like a featured player. He's like, oh yeah, I'm just doing this little video promo for the behind the scenes thing. Oh, I just got off the phone with us. This is back like when he was just like nobody, just like a couple acting roles. Yeah. He's only doing the show, like, so he doesn't know anybody. He's just like a kid, and like, I'm just happy to like get like a kind of a steady paycheck. Like every now and then, I'm kind of still like broke as shit living in the van, but like I'm on TV kind of. He's like, oh yeah, I just got off the phone with Steven Spielberg. Yeah, he wants to do the new Jurassic Park movie. Oh yeah, hey, so anyway, I got to do this thing for like Parks and Rec. You know what I mean? His whole like bit he's doing. How he's a big time star. He's gonna be the next like Spielberg. And then like years later, he ended up being in the fucking like it was like bullshit. He didn't know anybody else. It's like just straight up like speaking into existence. Like
that's crazy.
He's just some guy who's kind of featured in a TV show at a time. And then he's, oh yeah, I'm doing like, because there was no development plan. He didn't know anything. He just like literally just made a joke. Like he's sitting there joking around talking about being in the new movie. And then years later, he started in fucking like Jurassic Park. Didn't know he was awesome. Everyone thought it was spooky. He's like, that was like the fucking spookiest shit. He's like, that's fucking. It spooked him out too. He's like, yeah, because everyone like said like, yeah, Amy Poehler's like, that's what you do. That's the secret of the universe. You speak it into existence. Like, just believe.
Let's do it. Let's write National Treasure 3.
No,
and if not, we can just Control F some names and just change it up.
I can only do it if like Nic Cage. I'm sure I'll do it.
Just like Die Hard 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, Die Hard. I didn't see that one. No, I did see it. Not crazy about like the third one. I know the third one was a buddy cop movie for like Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, Die Hard 2 was a standalone script, but they liked it and they thought it would fit into Die Hard so much they just Control F, change the name. And if you watch it, then you're like, wow, it does feel very strangely different, but also like carbon copy because the original script was inspired by Die Hard.
Really?
Yeah, so it's like inspired by Die Hard, then taken and made into Die Hard. So it's like. God, it's a weird like cloning thing. It's just kind of strange.
I didn't care for the second one.
It was in an airport. That's all I remember. I don't remember the third one too well.
Third one was great.
Was that Samuel Jackson?
Yeah, it was fucking great.
Okay. I remember them arguing. That was all I remember.
Because it was pretty much third one was pretty much it was a Lethal Weapon script they wrote, and they're like, oh, let's make this into like a Die Hard movie, and that's what happened. That's what they're arguing, the bickering, because if you watch the Lethal Weapon movies, it's kind of like their thing.
I don't think I ever did. So the movie, National Treasure.
Any other thoughts on it?
I would hope I can remember it better than I did the first time, because I know I've seen it at least twice, because I saw it in theaters, and my parents have a copy. That means I had to at least have seen it one time or two times.
What, National Treasure?
National Treasure 2.
You saw him? I saw it in theaters. Yeah, you saw.
Yeah, I saw it in theaters, but my parents
yeah.
bought a copy, and if my parents own it, then I know I've seen it at least once.
No shit, probably the DVD commentary and all that shit too.
I'm sure I did. I love commentaries.
I wish Netflix probably trying to. You know, they know they're trying to. It's probably like some legal. It's probably like legal rights. You know what it probably is, because like, the companies are like, that's no, that's all we have left. No, well, Netflix, no.
Not only that, but when you put on the audio commentary, they say it's not rated. It doesn't reflect anything. Like all these like backup things, because God knows what they say and what they can like, you know, cover up or like cut out and stuff. Because I think it's a bit of a liability. Because they usually are
it's licensing too, right?
Yeah,
so
it's licensing.
Yeah, because they want to hold on to it.
And again, that's the only, besides the bonus features, that's the only thing Netflix doesn't have. Like,
it's got to be a good thing. Honestly, you know, a lot of things like, why does Netflix? Because Netflix like do where they're trying. Like the only reason everyone's like, why don't you have? Because they probably can. Because they're probably like companies are like, no, because that's what they have. That's what they have to hold on to. Netflix, you can stream it, but hey, you can still buy it from us. Hence the reason, as you know, DVD sales are still doing well, and you know they're still doing.
I still buy them on occasion.
Well, yeah, because I mean, you can own the movie. Yeah, you own it because you know Netflix has a rolling selection, and you can own the damn movie, and you can have the commentary. You don't have to worry about Netflix streaming it. Like people like DVD sales are still doing well. Like it's not a.
I mean, just on Black Friday, my dad got all 3 John Wick movies and the new Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, because people still buy them. It's not even like people think it's like you know, as you know, as an artist, you know, I mean, anytime something new comes out, everyone's like, oh, it's over for like it's never really over.
No.
Like you can buy takeout. No one's ever gonna eat in restaurants. If you can get food, if you can go to a restaurant, take it, and leave. Why would you ever eat in a restaurant? Nobody's gonna do that. Like
get out of the because I want to leave my fucking house.
I want to be home.
I like my home, but I don't want to be home.
I want to eat with other strangers. I want to eat a room full of strangers.
Sometimes I'll be like, I've gone to places like by myself. Like I want to go to like this like cafe across the street, and I'm just sitting there by myself drinking tea. Just like on Reddit or something. Yeah,
the mindfulness is
you just gotta get out of your house. You gotta get out of your own head.
Because in your house, you see the shit in your house. You think about other things to do, and you go out somewhere else.
Yeah, you need to leave it
and think and be let the ideas and thoughts flow, and not have to be in a setting. Of, just
for sure. I mean, I still buy. I mean, like look at the. I haven't watched half this stuff. The complete series of Courage the Cowardly Dog. Nice. I think there is a commentary for this, and I'll most definitely watch it with the commentary.
Nice. What do you create in your room though? You can do that too.
Huh?
Can you create in the space in your bedroom?
Sometimes not too well. I honestly do my best work when I'm at work.
Okay, yeah, because I feel like me too. I can't it's hard for me to write in my own room because the fact that you see your room, so you see the shit. You know what I mean? You see.
Yeah.
It's like your mind. Oh, the laundry, and other things, and it's just this thread of like things in your life you need to do. Yeah, to distract you from what you know what you want, like thriving things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it's tough when like
I need to get that light fixed. I need to replace that light bulb. It's only one of them's out, and then all of a sudden you get a thread in your and you can't think about writing because you're thinking.
Or just the distractions, like
the game, the TV, and all that stuff.
Video games, like TV, movies. I mean, I can just turn on my Roku and I got Netflix, Hulu, Tubi, Disney Plus, Verve. I mean, so much is on there, and there's even times where like I have like too much to watch, so I don't watch anything, or watch something I've seen 100 fucking times. Yeah. Hence why like The Office is like the most viewed thing. It's like there's all this new stuff to watch, and you're like, and I'll just watch The Office.
It's nice, it's light, you can keep it in the background. You watched Mindhunter yet?
Or no? I haven't caught up. I've been watching Expedition Truth or Expedition Unknown. You ever seen that?
No.
Did you ever watch Destination Truth?
No.
Let me see. Can I pull that from my shelf here? Yes, I can. On Sci-Fi, I think probably about 10 years ago, Destination Truth was a show where Josh Gates is traveling the world investigating cryptids. So he's in the Philippines.
Full circle for this podcast. His last name is Gates, and you're talking about.
I know, right? It's this is honestly my favorite show of all time. I guess you would call it reality, but he's a
docuseries.
I mean, it's. People say it's fake, but honestly, like, even if it's fake, to me, it is real. Like, because he's traveling, and, like, of course, they never find anything. Creepy shit does happen, but, like, he's in the Philippines investigating the Ashwang. He's in the Himalayas investigating the Yeti. He's in Mexico looking at the Chupacabra. Like,
why? Didn't he get killed? It's probably fake if he's still alive.
No, he definitely gets into trouble. Like, they run into, like, militia people. If they go to a place that's, like a third world country, like...
sounds like death.
Oh, I mean, like, doing that?
Yeah, it's just like you're gonna get killed.
I mean, he definitely comes close. They run into a tiger once, and, like, there's some jaguars and shit. Like, they definitely, like, put themselves in line. But, anyway, That was the original series. Ended up getting canceled by Sci-Fi. But then later, Travel Channel kind of picked up a similar thing where he is the host of a show called Expedition Unknown. Similar things, but it's more
unknown. Someone, Live in the Void. What's his name?
Who?
Bourdain.
Oh no, this started before he died. Unknown? Well, because this new show, he's looking for like locations. Like he was in South America or Central America looking for Incan like temples like underground.
Oh shit!
And he was in he was looking for Jesse James's like treasure. He was in the Middle East looking for pieces of the cross, that the capital C cross. Okay. And he's like, it's really interesting. If you like history, I don't know if you do or not.
No, I'm a big history fan.
Yeah, it's on Hulu. Just check it out.
Okay, eventually.
It's so good. I mean,
I like a good docuseries. I'll get to it like in a couple years. Yeah, I'm pushing through. I'm doing about maybe an hour of content a week. So.
Oh really?
There's too much good shit. One day I will. Maybe one day I'll feel satisfied with my career. I'll just like watch it.
When I get home from work, I usually like watch something on YouTube, and then I'll try to watch like a TV show or I'll try to watch a movie. There's a few movies I need to watch this week. I have a whole list of horror movies I want to watch.
I'm just reading more, learning more about business.
Hey, that's pretty good. One of my favorite scenes was when Nic Cage is making a scene in Buckingham Palace.
Oh yeah,
he gets the whiskey on his neck and his tongue to make it seem like he's drunk, and he's like trying to do something, and he's like, you're making a scene, calm down. And Riley's like, no, you want to make a scene. And he's like, oh, I'm making a scene, and he just starts like, that was probably one of the best parts. I think Nic Cage's character was funnier than Riley was in this movie. Yeah, especially that scene.
They kind of like had him like third fiddle in this movie.
I felt bad for him. Because, again, like, first movie, he was fucking hilarious. I think he was a much better character in the first one. At least better written with some more comedy.
Yeah,
Because this one, like, Nic Cage is just being an asshole and, like, jumps on the railing and slides down. The guy stops and he's like, hello. He's like, oh, and he's just, like, screaming at him, like, everything he can think of that's, like, slightly racist for, like, a British person.
I feel like this one was, like, more they gave all the comedy to him. So one of the questions I had, so what do you think was a better movie in the series? I'm still hoping it's going to be a series. What's the best film? The first or second one?
I think I gotta go with the first one.
Yeah, me too.
It's unfortunate because this one, I think it was just too close to the original. I know they gotta stick with the American like history.
Yeah.
But the problem is there isn't really a lot of American history that they want to talk about. Yeah. Like when they talk about fucking Jamestown, Trail of Tears. They're not gonna bring that shit up.
Slavery.
I mean, this one they talked about the Native Americans.
Yeah.
The indigenous people. Not a word about any of the really shitty stuff.
Yeah.
All the shitty stuff. Yeah. I'm pretty sure the Native Americans got shit on the most by the Americans.
And in the end, we took their gold.
I know.
In the end movie, we kind of take their gold and don't give it. It's not even like a nice we should like bring in some Native. You know what I mean? Not even like a freaking posturing kind of scene at the end. You know what I mean? Like virtue signaling. Let's get some Native. You know what I mean? If anything, I guess maybe if it was made like today, maybe if this movie was remade, it'd have like you know what I mean. You'd have like this sort of like Indian element of actual like original characters in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We should. before we investigate, let's get the tribe, and ask them, advise them, and then all of a sudden we're like, oh, you should do it. Get invited. At the end of the movie, we found your treasure, and now we can use this to help, restabilize our freaking energy, you know what I mean? No, we're just going to take it. And
now that you say that, like, there are no Native American people in this movie. I mean, in the first one, I don't want, like, Revolutionary era people. That's not going to happen. But at least this one, they could have had a point where, like, the lead in, like, this field could have been someone that was Native American.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That could have been great. And then they could have, like, took that opportunity and, like, okay, here's what we can do with this. We can help, and in the end have a nice scene with, like, and then helping, like, Native American kids and shit.
I mean, I would have loved it if they're like, we need to find the lead in this field, and it's like fucking Lou Diamond Phillips or something.
Yeah. Oh,
is he Native American?
Lou.
I need to make sure he's Native American. He's not like Puerto Rican, and I'm speaking on my ass.
Sounds good enough. Just own it.
Damn it, he's Filipino. Fuck. I don't know a lot of Native American actors. Let's
the guy from
oh god,
Last of the Mohicans, that one guy, the older guy.
Daniel Day-Lewis? I don't think so.
No. I know he's not. Fuck you guys. I know he's not, dude. I know he's white as can be. He's white as the morning sun.
Oh yeah, it could have. Oh, I know he died. Oh, he was alive at the time.
The guy from Parks and Rec.
Yeah, like
was that guy? Oh my god, the guy from The Shining.
Yeah.
He was good, yeah.
Floyd
Zan,
Red Crow is alive. I would have loved to see him in a movie.
Yeah, his last movie. He would have died, though. That's his name, Graham Greene.
Yeah, like
Graham Greene.
I would have loved.
He's definitely the go-to guy for like Hollywood, like Indian characters. Native American characters.
Oh yeah, like I would have really liked that. I would have liked to see. They're like, this is like, I've been studying this for ages. Like this is my.
I'm like, sorry about the devastating in your culture, but we didn't do it. But hey, we're offering consolation.
Yeah, it's like, well, not only does the lead in this field a white lady. Also, us white people are going to find that gold, and we're going to take that.
Yeah,
gold.
you don't even seem like we
have
to.
Like we did before.
We're just going to take it. Yeah,
it's just like, come on.
There's no acknowledgement at all. It's just that too.
I don't want to pick at it like that because I mean that people do it all the time, but that is a kind of a concern for me. Like
it's just what I mean. I think the movie is kind of like it's almost like just your good old fashioned marginalization. It's just like we just didn't think about. Oh, no one thought about. We didn't think about.
I mean, to me, representation is important.
Yeah, it's
I mean, especially like look at the Avengers. Like
it
wasn't until
it's a colorful cast.
What movie was it that what's his name came in Falcon? I think that was Captain America.
Yeah.
I think that's when he came in.
Oh, he was? It was the second one?
The second one. The first one, there was a black guy, and I think his name was Trip. No. His grandson name was Trip because he was a third, and he was in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show.
Oh, okay.
The show has a lot more diversity, which I appreciated.
Oh, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Actually, had a pretty diverse cast. But of course, like, it got canceled. They even had the what's his name? I want to say it was Robbie Rodriguez. He was the Hispanic Ghost Rider. Have you seen that?
Robbie Rodriguez? I mean, El Rey?
No.
El Rey. Is that network?
Let's see. Anyway, like they had the Hispanic Ghost Rider character, which he was amazing. Robert Rodriguez, my dumbass. They went with he has like a Day of the Dead kind of skull,
and they had it in the show.
Yeah, and he drives like a Charger instead of like a motorcycle. Which I really liked his character, and I thought that was so cool. Yeah, like look at him in the show.
Oh shit!
Yeah, like it was like out of nowhere. They're like, all right, we're gonna have Ghost Rider in this show. He was
another time to Nic Cage, who almost played it. There was like 3 degrees separation from Nick.
That was one thing I forgot to mention in Raising Arizona. Like this guy on the motorcycle, he's like driving, and there's just like a line of flame behind him. I was like, this is some Ghost Rider foresight
connection.
Because he was having a dream about like him, and he even kind of like it was kind of thing is like, is this him in the future? And I was like, Nick, that's you in like 20 years.
No, Nick Cage this age in 20 years. I love it, dude. And the separation again. That's a nice connection.
Yeah.
Movie connection.
But yeah, I would have liked to see more representation. Like,
oh yeah.
Again, like another example is like Ghost in the Shell. Like people wanted like an Asian actress to play that character, which I will fight them on that because if you look at the anime, that character
is white
Misato. She's obviously modeled after like white people. Like, I mean, to me, it's obvious watching the anime. I'm like, well, she definitely doesn't look like any Asian person I've ever met. Like, to me, like, I mean, that's what anime does. Is that they're mimicking like that's why they make them like with big eyes, like because they're kind of. From what I remember, I watched a documentary years ago. They were trying to mimic like other culture animation.
Culture?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, because after World War II, they got kind of fucked.
Yeah. By
America, and then America stepped in, and a lot of their culture came from American culture. So like a lot of anime is based off of Disney.
Oh, okay.
So it all kind of came from there, and it's kind of been a trade back and forth. So they've been kind of sticking with the larger eyes, and they kind of went a different direction with that.
We give them Disney, they give us PlayStation and shit.
They give us anime and hentai.
I was low hanging fruit. I just had to take the very culturist had to do. We got to be a little bit. We can't be too sanitized.
Have some fun. Can't be
too sanitized in this.
Super
thing.
Like we can't be
correct.
all PC and cancel culture and all that. No, but like it goes back and forth. And people got upset about like Scarlett Johansson playing that character, And I was like,
who got upset? Like, some people did.
I mean, that was all I heard
I mean,
about.
it was like, you know, like, it's like, I feel like 3% of, like, the internet culture, and they become inflamed, and all of a sudden, you know, it's like, this is what's making the kids angry, let's run with it. And
it was the people that were the yelling the loudest.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't care.
Yeah.
A lot of, like, the anime fans were upset, but they can go fuck themselves.
Yeah, because it's any casting. Anybody who casts anything, the next Bond, any fucking controversial anything.
More importantly, they want the movie to do well, so they'd rather have an established
and that's
actor,
what it was, and
that's what it was. And she was very popular at the time with Black Widow.
Yeah, and she's like, "We'll do it, yes." And she said, "Yeah." Oh shit, she said yes. Like,
here's another espionage character that she fit in well with, and I still like the movie visually. That movie was beautiful.
It was great. Yeah, I had a lot of problems, but fucking the production was.
I hope they make another one.
I doubt they will. It needs to be serious. Everything needs to be serious nowadays. Like, they seem to fucking make just. I mean, Mandalorian's a good trend of fucking screenlighting. Like, you know what I mean? All this should just be serious.
Have you been watching that, by the way?
I watched the first 15 minutes of it. But not bad. I just fell asleep to it.
I'm caught up. Yeah.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. Okay. My friend got Disney Plus. It's one of those where like all my friends have one service, and we all share the other ones.
Yeah, nice. It's our family.
I'm the one that pays for Verve or VRV.
Nice.
And then Luke's got Disney Plus. My dad has Netflix and Hulu, and he doesn't really care because he doesn't really use them. He uses them. He's like, the Magnum PI is on here now. I'm gonna watch that. Nice. So it doesn't mess with this thing. But yeah. So who do you think stole the show in this one? I kind of lean towards Helen Mirren.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
For a character that kind of just came out of nowhere, I thought that she was. Maybe her character wasn't written well, but I think her acting took it to the next level.
That would be it. You hit the other category I stole from the Watchville. Thanks for saying it before I could say they stole it. It's called the Dion Waiters Award. It's the person who does the most a little bit. It's a category, another fun category. It's who does the most a little bit, and I think she did. She definitely, like, where she was a little bit of, like, she gave. I mean, as far as script and actions, she definitely, like, really just, like, took it. She ate a lot. She chewed up a lot of scenery. Like, she did a lot of scenes where she really just knew how to, like, go in there and just make it about her in a really fun way. Her
acting definitely took that character to the next level.
Yeah.
Because if she just did what she was given.
If Diane Kruger played her, like, it would have been a very, no offense, Diane Kruger, I'm sure you're a lovely lady. Whatever, you won an award at Cannes, a couple years ago, so you don't give a shit what I think, but, like, she wasn't there yet in this movie. She's not, like, she's learning, like, fucking Helen Mirren next to her, it's just, like, I'm sure she would agree, blew her out of the fucking water, like, there's no...
Oh,
Helen Mirren can cheer out into nothing.
I forgot to bring up, Ed Harris's character at the end of the film. So...
Character reversal, yeah.
So, like, he goes from being like, this is my treasure, we're going to do what I say.
Yeah.
And he's like, you're going to hold this, and we're going to leave, and you're going to die. And then shit gets fucked up. Nic Cage is, like, pinned into the door.
Yeah.
And then Ed Harris's character just, like that. He's just like, you're going to tell them that I found this. And then he, like, saves the day.
Yeah.
There was no development towards that.
There was a complete character reversal without any sort of, like... I didn't see him develop. I didn't see a scene. I didn't see a call. They couldn't even say a callback. You know what I mean? Like his like a childhood or some shit. Like, you know what I mean? Set it up from earlier.
Maybe like a flashback to him as a kid, or at the very least,
even like a half-ass, like, you know, beginning, show a little flat, you know, kid scene, and also come back to it. You know what I mean?
At the very least, they could have just had him observing them working together as a family.
Not even a half-ass like development, nothing.
Like that's he should have done that. And at the end, instead of being like, I'm the one that makes the deals or whatever, that they just cut that out, and then he's just like. He's like, you have a family, you have all these people. Yeah. I don't have anybody. All I can have is this to my name.
But did he even give a shit about his name really that much? Was he too concerned about his name? He
didn't really feel like that. It just felt like he's like he felt entitled to it.
Like, I'm trying to get paid.
Yeah, because he was like, I found this. This is like my legacy. Yeah. So I think like he had no legacy. But it was it just kind of felt out of place because like you said, like his motivations weren't really out there because it like
he's trying to get paid.
Because this piece of paper was in his family for 140 years.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden he says he seems like he feels entitled to it. I was like, this isn't like a box of gold that your family buried somewhere. This is like an ancient civilization. So he's like acting like he's entitled to this because he had a clue to the map.
Do you think he was just like he's a really good like black market dealer, right? My belief, right? And so he has all those different like things, right? And he saw, you know what I mean? He probably had all these different houses going on, all the different opportunities, and all of a sudden like, oh, the paper that I had for like, wait a minute, Gates. He started thinking like, Gates, where's that name from that? Oh, that paper I had. So he's like going through his, all his collectibles, finds and all, and he sees the opportunity to get with Gates, and then he's like going on that pathway. Like I can make a fuckload of money if I hop on this Gates train.
That makes total sense.
That's me. That's my reading into the whole situation.
But then it doesn't make sense at the end. Like everything makes sense
family, yeah.
when all of a sudden he just decides when Gates is like pinned to the door, he just decides like, oh, I'll let him go because it does make sense. The current's too strong. Nick's not going to make it back to help him.
Yeah.
But then why would he be like, oh, I'll save you? Was it just like his last bit of like, either we both die or I die? I'm
gonna have to go with the fact that it's just on the cutting room floor because it just had to be. I mean, it's just a cop out, but it's really. There's no way they wrote that and they're like, let's go with it. They probably just like, we gotta like cut out these like extra 10 minutes. Like, but like, everyone's like, bro, it cuts out the development. Like, no one's gonna fucking care. Like,
if I can,
it just has to be. There's no way they wrote it that way without any sense. Because even like if you're writing 101 class, you have to put some sort of development in there to like make it make sense.
I mean, if I can I'm gonna just go ahead and try to play devil's advocate in his whole thought process. So he's thinking either we're both gonna die or I'm gonna die. If we both die, none of the other people on the other side of the wall, like, none of them are gonna put my fucking name on this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die in just oblivion. So I guess he's thinking maybe if he saves Gates, he can have his name on this. And then maybe he can have a legacy from that. Maybe? That's the only thing I can think of why he would do that.
Well, I mean, I can see the turn, but there was no
character.
There's no development to like build that or any type of thing, or even like a quick scene before where he's like, even like a little scene where he's like, no, don't worry about it. Like my name is, there's something where he cared about like.
There was one little scene, if I remember correctly, where like they're all like in like that temple era, and he's just kind of like sitting off to the side, kind of smiling because he's happy that he found it. But then it quickly gets cut because like water's trickling down because like the dam is breaking or whatever. Oh no! Early in the movie, they did say something, a comment about Wilkes being the name. Like, oh, you don't understand my name. Your name hasn't been tarnished for all these years. Yeah, so was that little like caveat in the beginning of the movie where it's towards the beginning. They planted that slight seed. He says tarnished, but he's also a black market dealer. He's also a criminal.
They planted a seed in the beginning. They never developed that until the end. So when it came at the end, they sort of like even like they could have, you build on that. They didn't really. I didn't see them building on it throughout the film. If he like brought it up a couple times, at least like repeated it maybe once or twice. Yeah, like somebody like tries him and saying like, "What do you care?" Even a henchman, even like a quick little like, "What do you care?" Because it's my fucking name. That's why I care. Like, that's my name. My name is my name. Quote The Wire. Why? My fucking name is my name. At that point, it's his legacy. And you're like, oh man, he cares. And then it builds the ending. I'm like, and that's as a character arc. It comes to choice. It's either do I choose wealth or do I choose legacy? And he chooses legacy. And that would be a full completion of his arc. I mean, in my mind, if you're a black market dealer, you got a lot of money. Yeah. And you want a legacy, I'm sure there's plenty. You could anybody with that kind of money could start a foundation. Start a foundation, or even like a wife. Like, you put it out there on your Tinder that you make a ton of fucking money. Semi your Ferrari. I mean, a lot of people are attracted to power and money. Yeah. So if he could get himself a girlfriend or a boyfriend, have a kid, adopt a kid, name that kid after you. Be a great father. Be a good father. There's your legacy. It's not like my daddy was the greatest, and he's like, he can resonate for his rest of history. Like, like other powerful men did. You have your spotty like beginnings and your shitty deeds, and also like, I'm gonna do. You know what? It's time for me to do good. And then you do good, like Carnegie and everybody else. Yeah, Slaughter the Scissors. They're like Bill Carnegie Hall, which is nice. Everybody likes Carnegie Hall. Yeah, there's the whole past of you slaughtering innocent people, but yeah, it's like we're not gonna talk about that. Like, you built Carnegie Hall, and it's really nice, and you did a lot for the ballet dancers. See, it's like Theodore Roosevelt. I made Yosemite Park. It's like, oh, this great or Yellowstone National Park. It's a great reserve. Also, kill all the natives because they're all savages. Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, Theodore Roosevelt, one of my favorite presidents, he was a real fucking hard ass, and he started the whole national park system. That's awesome. I'm a big fan of it. But he was really racist, and he really hated the natives. So, I mean, he also killed a lot of people. Yeah. Killed a lot of people. Not the best dude. He killed Cubans. He killed Spanish. He killed the natives. He's a Rough Rider. He was a real hard ass.
What other questions did you have for that? Was it anything?
You covered like most of it.
Yeah.
You got pretty much guessed like questions I had.
I feel like this is a much better format. As much as I like just going over the whole movie, but that's more of a commentary. Maybe we'll do like commentaries of like we're watching the movie and we're like, and pause. What the fuck is going on?
Well, yeah, I just think because it's easier for me because I can like kind of like bounce ideas, and I feel like it brings out of it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. One question. Okay. Is the kidnapping of the president too convoluted, and could they have lifted the book another way? What are your thoughts on that?
I actually really like that because he played it off as just like, here's this map that I found. You'll really like this. And then he gets the president to go with him. He kind of like, he taps into like that old like Boy Scout, that adventurous spirit that the president has.
But how fucking convoluted was the fact that I had to before I came back into this, I had to reread the Ricky, and I forgot that like Riley's character was like manipulating all the different hotels in order to go. I forgot like half of them. What the fuck is he doing? Whatever.
Yeah, they were making all those phone calls.
But just to get the president to get to Mount Vernon, so they can get him in that spot, so they can drop down and pretty much essentially kidnap the president. That was all one big. That's like a Mission Impossible type shit. Like they get him in that one spot.
Yeah. Just
so they can like shoo him away from him in that one location.
It was pretty convoluted, but I did like the outcome, so I kind of give it a pass. Because I did like it. Where
him doing all that stuff, him scuba diving and the fucking thing, and like coming up, getting in there, zipping the suit, which is like a call back to the first movie, zipping it, coming out.
And then he's got
a tuxedo under.
My God. I was watching that with Luke, and we're watching it. I'm like, please tell me there's a suit under that wetsuit. And he's like, ugh. I was like, yeah, he's got it.
Fuck.
That scene is like, one day I'm actually going to wear this to a party I was invited to. Because he keeps crashing parties. Again, like, there's a lot of the same elements, like party crashing, suit under another suit. Like, I think it is a little convoluted, but I did like it how they're like, oh man, look at us, like, being adventurous. And he closes it, and he's like, I need to talk to you about that.
And he's like, yeah, let's go with it.
They didn't explain what was on page 47, right?
Yeah, it was like a mystery for the third movie. The third one.
It's been 12 years.
Yeah, which I hopefully will direct it. Maybe like my fifth movie. Nick Cage does it. If Nick Cage, like, you'll do it, I'll do it. Okay, what do you think was the best sequence, like, action sequence in the movie? Because I do believe this one had its problems, but I do like the sequences a lot. I do appreciate some of the sequences.
I think the balancing act was probably the best action scene. Because that one was definitely a lot more like an actual puzzle of like, okay, we need to distribute weight correctly.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
You're going to the side, and you're going to run up there, and when you grab on, you got to run back and like shift the balance again. I really like that puzzle because it was made for like, someone's going to die at the end. That's what it's made for. But Gates does get it, so he's like, you're going to get there, I'm going to stand here, and I'm going to try to fucking run up this shit. I think that was fucking crazy. I think that was the best puzzle and also the best action scene.
Oh, you're right. I never thought it was a puzzle. You're right, because it was a puzzle. It was like a real, like, I didn't think about that. You're right. That's good. Okay, that trumps my choice.
I mean, I still like the desk. I thought that was really cool. I like when, like, pieces pop out. Like, we were watching that puzzle, that dude on YouTube, that puzzle guy.
That fucking, like, I did the whole, like, the combination thing. Because even like the second one, I'm like, yeah, they're doing that puzzle shit again. When I was watching it, they're going to do it.
It's really cool.
Like, when they did the president, they're going to do that puzzle shit again. Yeah, go with that. Go ahead. You go ahead and move those pieces. Like, that was... My pick, I guess that Trump said, was the London car chase, which I liked a lot, which is like better than I thought it had to be. That was
huge
fucking
product
amazing.
Placement.
Like, because I was watching it and I really broke it down. I had to pause it and watch it again. Like, wait a minute, this is like better. Because normally car chases before, it's like, you went through traffic, you heighten the emotional scare of, oh man, the bad guys are really close to them. Oh, are they gonna catch them? They go around and like a car, like 90s type stuff where it's like, oh man, the kid's walking in the street, better not hit him. But it was like the way it was like done with the first with the getting in the car, then raising up the thing, and the running through the fucking the double deckers and all that shit, and all you get stuck between. It was I shouldn't forget most of it.
I really did like how the chase starts. Right, it's like, I'll drive, and he gets in, he's like,
yeah. And that was a great little bit, yeah.
Then they use the camera to like back up.
Thank you for reminding me.
God,
that's fucking James Bond. That was James. That was James Bond shit. That was fucking awesome. Like what? I'm like, they're doing this in this movie. I was like, holy shit.
I don't know if you've ever tried to use one of those backup cameras
to reverse your car and first go.
That was like, my mom just got a car like that. It's like, you want to drive it? I was like, sure. And I was trying to do the camera. It just, my mind could not operate with that going. Like, it's just. I'm just so used to you just fucking look back. Like, all my cars are like that. And most of my cars have only had 2 or 3 mirrors at any given point in time. So I'm used to just operating with my eyes.
Yeah, you can get one mirror. I do it all the time.
Yeah.
Because my brother has a car that's like, because he makes significantly more money than me, but like, he has a car where he has like the video, and like, he was just fucking like hitting the revert. He like first go. He just like flooring it. And he's just like, looking back and Just how that whole thing was like, it was fucking brilliant. I was like, in the slim areas and how he was getting between the dog, almost like the dogs. So he had a good mix of, I don't know who, I'm watching the whole sequence, I'm like, I don't know who the fuck, like, coordinated that thing. They're not getting paid enough money. Like, they were, like, really overqualified. As much as I like this movie, they were overqualified for that sequence to make it fucking, like, no, we're going for James Bond type shit.
The puzzle guy, by the way, his name is Chris Ramsey.
Oh, yeah? I'll check it out then.
Dude, I love, if there's, like, a new puzzle, I'm like, hell yeah, I'll watch that. There's just one that was just uploaded earlier today. I'm
gonna watch this thing then.
If you solve the puzzle, you get $1,000. Ah, man, I would love to try that.
Okay. But, what do you think is... wait, Sam?
I was just reading, like, what the one he just released today was, like, the winner, if you can solve this puzzle, you get $1,000.
Really? Oh, shit. He's, like, buying them on... He sell his puzzles?
He doesn't make them, he just solves them. People send them puzzles. Because he has over 3 million followers.
Oh, shit.
So if you send your puzzle to him, he does it on air, like, that's enough publicity to be
yeah. Cool marketing. That's the best. That's
I love that kind of marketing.
That's fun marketing. Yeah, because it's not like, just here, buy my shit. It's not like...
I'd be the one that, like, I'm going to make a t-shirt, and I'm going to send it to, like, I'm going to spend $100 just sending these shirts to different YouTubers, and just see if they wear it one time. If they just wear it one time on an episode, I'll be like, there it is.
You could. You send it to Gary Vee. He always says that. Apparently he does.
I mean...
apparently he always does. I mean, if you send me a t-shirt, I'll wear it. He always says that.
That happened, like my brother and me, like, when they first started their podcast, like, they had a little bit of a following, but then, like, it was like on the Late Show or some show. They interviewed some guy and he was wearing their shirt on like national television. Or just a few weeks ago, they were doing a live show for on another one of their podcasts, and they had like it was like on our marquee somewhere, and it was like some Monday Night Football or something like that. And they're just like interviewing somebody, and that marquee is in the background, and they're just like, "Oh, look at that free publicity!" Yeah, that's so good.
That's like the fashion 101 game. Is always like do that. Yeah, they're always saying that too. Like, don't fuck print ads. Just go ahead and make your shit, send it out to everybody. You know, like you pay just, you can, and then they'll wear it.
It's a little bit of a money pit at first, but you know, gotta spend money to make money.
Yeah, buddy.
I mean, it's honestly,
skills to pay the bills, which I think is still a sexual connotation. Cool. Okay. What is the best Nic Cage scene? I think you went over this already before with the alcohol when he's rubbing on the neck and freaking out. I think that's probably Trump's thing. My idea. Yeah, you seen it better than me. You're like, if I was like a score guy, you're like, yeah, your was better than mine.
I gotta go with that one just because he does let loose a little bit. Like, not saying he's not doing a good job the rest of the movie. Like, he plays Ben Gates as a very like straightforward, logical character, very intellectual. But when he kind of like lets loose for a little bit, like, Nic Cage kind of breaks out. He's like, gets to be like crazy. So I appreciate that. I out of all the scenes, I think that was probably his best scene in the movie.
Yeah, you're right. I was thinking like my pick was the mom. Just the part where he just screamed. I expected to leave. Remember on the father's confronting him that I had to leave his mom's university. Yeah, and he just screams at him. We're like, brilliant. Yeah, like, whoa, that came out of nowhere. Just a bell from like a bat shit scream at him.
Yeah, I like that because that's definitely that like. When you were a kid and your parents are arguing all the time, and like from his character, like he's like his parents did get divorced at one point, so for like this is taking him back to as a kid where his parents are arguing in front of them, and he wants to say something but he can't because he's a kid. But now he can. Now he's just like
he's scared the shit out of Jon. I think it was a general reaction. He's like, what
the fuck? Yeah, I think that was a general reaction because that definitely didn't seem like acting on Jon's part.
Cool. Oh. And on the scale of Lord, what's up? You were gonna say?
We talked about Ed Harris dying, but we didn't go back to the scene where he's pinned against the ceiling and the water is rising.
Yeah, he was taking his last couple breath.
Oh my god,
that was terrifying.
That's terrifying. Yeah, drowning is like am I like next to being buried alive? Drowning is up there. Like,
that was a fucking terrifying shot.
Who was it? I think it was it Kurt Russell? He was one that he drowned in Poseidon Adventure, right?
Maybe I haven't seen it. I think I did.
God, that was terrible.
It was a pretty good movie.
It was, but there's a scene where he's like swimming under there, and he's like drowning as he's like pulling these levers, and he's like convulsing, and they just like you just watch him convulse until he stops moving.
Oh my god.
Whew, drowning is just
no, it's fucking that's brutal watching it too. That's the worst thing. It's watching, like you're like waiting for the cut. Fuck, cause cut. We get it, and you're
like what was it? Was it The Prestige? No. It was. Now You See Me.
I saw the first one. I didn't think yet.
Well, and the first one, what was the actress?
The first one.
Was it McAdams? Was she in that? Was it Rachel McAdams?
I don't think so.
Alright, well, I gotta look so I don't sound like a complete and total idiot.
I'm surprised Ed Harris would do that movie. Actually, looking back on it, like, I guess movie trivia, because he did the movie Abyss.
Yeah.
Remember he allegedly he almost drowned in that movie and he was like terrified.
I love that movie.
And he was like, he was like mad at like James Cameron for a long time. For another movie where a scene where he drowns is like, it's kind of like, especially because I'm assuming if that wasn't like a stunt actor, because it's kind of like scary for him to be like in a tank again.
You couldn't really see much. And that could have been a genuine reaction of him being terrified and like,
not again. James, get me out of here.
Who was it? Oh, it's Isla Fisher.
Oh yeah.
In the scene where she's underwater, and she actually almost did drown in that scene. Yeah, because like either something happened where she couldn't get out, but they thought she was still acting. I was like, you should put a timer on that, like 10 seconds. You fucking get her out of there.
Yeah, it's a big problem in those movies all the time.
Yeah, I don't deal with that.
Like people in pools and stuff, people almost drowning and shit, or like electricity,
or like in Unbreakable, where he like falls like in the pool and he's like in the tarp.
Oh, that's fucking it's dangerous as
shit. A lot of people die like that.
That's fucking dangerous as shit. Yeah,
isn't that how Shatner's wife died? No, she was in the pool and the cover went over her, and that's how she died.
What the fuck? She didn't have a pocket knife. I'm like me, my hiking thing now. You have a pocket knife on you in the pool?
Oh yeah, no. I go hiking. I got like a knife, like like in this pocket, and I got one in my backpack, and maybe like one in my sock. It's like there's coyotes and snakes around here and shit. I'm not gonna fuck with that.
Ran into a fucking bobcat. It was crazy.
Oh yeah, I've run into a few of those. My parents moved, and now they're like right on the edge of the swamp.
Oh,
so there's like coyotes all the time.
That's scary for a dog. I mean, they won't bother people.
Right? I mean, the dog stays inside.
Oh yeah.
She wouldn't last a day out there. She's 15 and a rat terrier, and she's a rat terrier, so she's ballsy. So she'll like get in people's fucking face, but you can't do that with coyotes.
She'll eat her face. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
On the scale of Lord of War to Face Off, how Nic Cage was this movie? Like, where are you gonna put it in the spectrum? I guess that would be my spectrum of the movies.
From
Lord
what,
of War like super chill. Yeah, Lord of War to me is. I remember being the chill. I was off the top of my head. I wasn't a very scientific like watch every single movie at a time. And Face Off is most. I think.
Okay, I think if we're gonna go scale from 1 to 10, I think he's a pretty decent like 2 or 3.
Really?
He's pretty chill throughout this whole movie. I mean, if Ben Gates is a 2 in the first movie, this one he's a 3.
Yeah,
it's just one step. There's a couple points, but he never really like lets loose. Like all of his like outburst or like craziness that comes out, it's either acting, or like the character acting, making a scene, or it's the character being frustrated with the scenario. Like he said, like his parents are fighting and he's like freaking out. Like that's his character like getting really upset. So it's not like Nic Cage getting to like be Nic Cage and like get out there. Like this isn't Fu Manchu and Planet Terror. Like
oh yeah.
Which I think we're gonna do like a side episode of like cameos, because there's no way I'm talking about that movie. I did not like Planet Terror.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, okay.
I didn't like Planet Terror. That was teamed up with Death Race, right?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. The only Robert Rodriguez films I like are the Spy Kids ones.
Oh really? Okay, I liked it.
Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
I did like Planet Terror, and I put up with it too.
Again, maybe I just need to rewatch it.
I'm a big fan of it. I liked it. I liked the blatant ridiculousness of it, and just how the pacing was really good. I was in theater, and I was literally cheering at the end. It was like the whole theater cheered. It was fucking just great. It was just like what you wanted for like, that kind of movie. For a B movie, it went all the way B movie, and that's what I loved about it.
I mean, like I know it was supposed to be like a spoof on like really bad B movies. So
it's more like it's more of a homage to it. It's like really celebrating them.
Well, because there's some parts where I was like watching it, and like they did stuff. Like there's a part where they're just driving in the car, and the guy has a corgi. And then Corgi just jumps out and dies.
Oh, that's where it comes from.
And then all of a sudden, so that gives him, that character, reason to have nothing to live for, so he can die like a fucking crazy person, like fucking Randy Quaid in Independence Day. Oh, yeah. Like that's the only reason why they do that. And I hate when they use pets as ploys for that thing.
Really, pets are a great device.
I think it's way overused, and you could do like. It makes me angry because it's so overused. It's a cliche at this point.
But it's good though, because it's good because it's some of the audience can connect with immediately and go ahead and go with it.
But it takes me out of the movie though. It doesn't make me connect with it. I'm like, that was a really shitting writing choice by the writer, and to go with it in that direction by the director. Huh?
I think I cut it off. Actually, it's in the previous draft, so I didn't. There was an animal dying and like sort of.
It depends in the situation. Like They did it in
Quick Death, though, another little suffering.
Yeah, no, like that one. Like we seen a dog get run over by a fucking truck. Like that's really shitty. As someone who's seen a dog get run over by a truck,
yeah,
fuck that shit.
That's it.
In Secret Window, that one violent death, but they didn't show it.
I didn't see Secret Window. It's
no?
a Johnny Depp movie.
Yeah,
I didn't see that. Then.
I probably have to rewatch it. Like, there's a point where he's like a writer, like in the middle of the woods, like trying to write his next novel. Very.
It's rough. I remember seeing. I remember not thinking much of it. Okay.
He basically he goes like he's looking for his dog. He goes out.
Picked it up pretty quick. He pretty much get the twists himself. Like,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Spoiler alert. Anybody? It's been like 20 years.
It wasn't that much of a twist. I mean, even at the time, I haven't even gone to college for film at all, and I was like, oh well. But like he finds the dog, and the dog's like laying on top of the trash can with like a screwdriver, and it's like,
oh shit.
It's fucked up, but at least you find the end product, and you don't have to watch it happen. It's almost like watching it kind of like in the same way of like why I don't like the Saw movies. Like the first Saw, really good, very unique. But the rest of them,
it's a mystery. The first one's a mystery. The rest of them are just sort of torture
the rest
porn.
of them is just torture porn. It's just gore porn, and you're just watching people die and get hurt, and you get nothing other than that happening.
Yeah.
So it's like just hey, it's like, hey, are you a sociopath? You like killing small animals? Come check out my movie. Watch small animals and people die for no other reason than for them to die. I just think it's shitty and lazy, and it could be done better.
So it won't be on the list, pretty much. So no Planet Terror.
I'll go on YouTube and I'll find a collection of just that. I'm not gonna watch the movie again.
Well, I mean, it's like a zoom in shot, and he flips his mustache, and you're like, "What the fuck, Nic Cage?" And we're like flipping out in theaters.
We're gonna have to have an episode of just like
the shorts
because there were some I was looking at the list. There's like documentaries, like that really doesn't need a full episode to review it. Maybe we'll just like have like one episode that's like 2 or 3 different ones, and we'll talk about it. Like I don't want to talk about G-Force for an hour and a half.
I wait to watch that movie.
I need to figure out if he is the main. I'll watch it on my own and let you know if he's the main character, and then I'll let you know.
Thanks for doing this.
Like I want to talk. I'll talk about Spider-Man in length.
Oh my god, yeah. Spider-Man definitely be a good one.
He was a B character in that, but he did such a good job, and that movie is so fucking good.
Oh my gosh, that's cool. That'll work. Okay.
Next question.
How do we make this movie more Nic Cage? How do we up the ante in this way that would make sense? Like where could have Nic Cage been more that would make this movie a better movie?
I don't really know because I had no problems with his character. If
like not so much a problem, but if you were like, you know what I mean, if we were like directing the movie and like, you know what, Nic Cage right here, you could up, you know what I mean, if you were like, you know, to make the movie a better movie,
I mean,
or you could tell them to crank it up a bit.
Maybe they're like in the tunnel and like or they're in like underground or like something. And there's like some sort of like booby trap on something and like sprays in his face, and it's like it's some sort of drug, but it's like so diluted over the time that it's just like fucking hallucinating or something.
Yeah.
And just a scene where he's like tripping, but he's also trying, and he's like, I would love to see a scene where he's tripping balls, but he's also talking about history. I would love to see that scene where he's just like, did you know? But like,
and
you know,
guys, and she's hopping around and shit and being full Nic Cage.
Yeah, and he's like just kind of like, or maybe he's just like drunk in a scene and they're like carrying him around. He's like sunglasses on and he's just rambling on about some history shit. He's like, did you know that the origin of the corgi? Like, I would love to see that. I like that's what I kind of like. So it's if they put, I would like to see that scene, but I don't know if that fits in this film. I think
if you said the whole hallucinogen, that would be cool to see the fact that like him getting sprayed and like something, because there's not a lot of interaction with like the dangers of like the places they go, you know, the exotic when they go on the location. Other than the whole like cool like, you know, the seesaw puzzle thing, they're not really, there's nothing like, there's no like, you know, like coming at them or like that's what you like, you know, when you, like you said, when you a lot of time you go in those movies, which is absent in this movie, is like the fact that you go, there's no creatures in there. You know, there's nothing. It's like they're completely abstained of the use of creatures or any type of weird, like nothing sprays them, no fog, no big cobwebs. They have to go through like giant spiders that bite somebody and do something weird.
How great would it be if there was kind of like an Altered States-esque scene where he goes and he sees like these natives? Like, I mean, they're looking for all this Incan treasure.
Yeah.
Why they didn't go to anywhere in fucking Mexico?
Yeah.
I don't know, because that's where they were. Again, like. The only reason why the City of Gold is under Mount Rushmore is to have it in the continental U.S.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to see it if instead of going
to national treasure, not international treasure.
That's literally they went to France and that was it. I was like, you couldn't go to like I would love to see him go to like somewhere in like Mesoamerica and like talk
Midwest.
to like some
the Midwest.
Or
nobody goes out. Nobody goes to the Midwest.
Talk to some brown people somewhere. That's what I want. I just stop talking to white people all the time.
That was good. Yeah, you're right. It was like that was kind of weird for a movie that had to deal with it. Yeah, it was kind of weird. They kind of left that out.
And like again, like an altered states. Like he goes and he like talks to them. He's going on like this what's it called? Like a spirit quest or whatever.
Oh shit!
Like, have you seen Altered States?
No, but it kind of reminds me of like It Chapter 2.
Yeah, exactly like that.
It didn't really fit the movie, but it's kind of weird. But it was kind of like, this is different. And I was like watching when and not just some hallucinogens. And...
The way they do it in the book is so much better. In it, have you read the book?
No.
Okay, so in the book, they read about the this ritual, and all it is like they have the little treehouse and they have the fire going, and they just keep throwing like green leaves on and stuff. So they're just making like their treehouse just full of smoke, and one after one they leave because they're it's just full of smoke. Two of them stay, and they end up going on like this spirit quest. I don't think that's the right term. Like a soul quest, I guess. Some
sort of journey, spiritual journey.
Yeah. Vision quest. That's what it is. So in the book, I think it's Bill and Richie are still in there, and they go on this vision quest, and that's when all of a sudden they're back in time, and it's like very prehistoric, and you see the comet coming, and that is it coming on the planet. Yeah. And then all of a sudden they're flying through space and they meet the turtle.
Yeah.
And they talk to the turtle and they go further past the turtle and it just gets crazy. I would love to see like Nic Cage do something like that. Even if you didn't get in Ben Gates' head as he's going on this vision quest. And maybe it's just him just experiencing it, what he's saying and what he's thinking. Like, I really liked it when he's just like rambling like on, and he's just like this, like, no, it's not that, no, that's crazy.
Yeah,
what about this?
I feel like that was because it's like Nic Cage being Nic Cage and being able to like be a little looser and fun with him.
I want to see Ben Gates unhinged. That's what I want to see. Like, because Nic Cage is a really great unhinged.
He's a great leader for that kind of stuff. Like playing it straight and also to be able to play a little, like give a little bit of his own like pizzazz in movies, and I think that's why Jerry Bruckheimer went on the movie because they have that relationship, of course, with like Con Air and everything else. But fuck, man, more of that. That'd have been.
That's the only thing that I mean, like besides a bit better of writing and some more diversity.
Yeah,
they could have kept Helen Mirren in there at some point, and maybe she's like studying with this Native American like professor that that professor Native American one is the one that knows all about the Mesoamerican art.
That would have been great if I bring him in.
That would have just been nice.
Would have been nice. That would have been a little better to keeping it off the head.
Yeah.
And the last questions are pretty much just rip-offs of the other podcast, Rewatchables. These are only speed questions, I guess. Not speed, but just, not as interesting. Okay, here we go. What aged the best in this movie? This is 2007. So
aged the best?
What held up the best?
God, not a whole lot. The scene where Riley's in the toilet and he's like pulling it. He's like, let me pull out my iPod video and make an antenna. Let me pull out my Razor flip phone. A lot of stuff didn't age well. Even the drone. Even the drone they had. It was huge. And it was also just a helicopter. They didn't really have drones at the time. That's just like some Hobby Lobby helicopter with a fucking GoPro on it.
So nothing you think it really stayed up well? I like the reverse camera thing. The camera, I guess that kind of was cool.
That's really the only thing that kind of
aged really well. Because so now and it kind of is pretty cool.
Because every other piece of technology was just so out of date.
So what aged the worst? And again, I'm assuming it's the lack of diversity.
The lack of diversity. It's. Maybe I'm just asking too much and being in today's culture of having diverse casts and looking back on an older movie. But it just would have made so much more sense to have a Native American.
Dude, it would have so much. You just had
some
a researcher person. Or that too in there too, or
even if anybody, even if it was
anybody,
anybody
at this
of
point,
color,
out of desperation, there's none.
If it had,
there was. The only person of color I think was like one of the FBI agents. The pretty one, because they brought the guy I liked a lot from the.
If I remember correctly, she's Italian. But
I mean, at least they had like someone that's not. Oh yeah, Italian isn't. Yeah, that's white. Italian is good old white, but she's not like.
I mean, that's where you get like there's like
she's like an olive color. She looks Sicilian. She looks almost
Mesopotamian.
She looks a bit Sicilian. So
she's it's Jennifer Esposito. So she was in Master of Disguise, which is where I know her from.
Damn, But they brought the other guy back in, which I liked a lot. His number 2 from Harvey Keitel's number 2, the Goofy number 2. So I was like, oh, he's in this one too.
Wait, was that not her? Am I being racist just because I saw somebody? Ooh, yeah, does not look like that was her. Oh well. Yeah, even if they had like Sofia Vergara as like the professor that knew all this stuff, like I think she's. No, you don't like her?
I do. I love her. I love her, of course. It's just she's the go-to. Like, I mean, almost. I think they use her like because she's almost like they like her because she's almost. What should I say? I guess the go-to for like, you know what I mean? Well, make the go-to person to make white people feel comfortable. To make
dudes go see a movie.
Yeah, to make them feel comfortable.
This extremely exotic and curvy woman.
Yeah.
Go see her. And she's got a sexy accent. I mean, like...
She's their go-to, like, you know what I mean? Make people feel comfortable kind of character. I mean, nothing against her personally.
No. I mean...
I think she's a wonderful person. I'm sure she's a wonderful actress.
Yeah,
But even like nowadays, you see the new Bond trailer, and it's like, you seen the new Bond trailer?
Yeah.
I guess I'm in there, like, you still incorporate so much diversity in a way that it feels very organic sort of thing. But I mean, Bond is, but I guess Bond's cheating because Bond's always been that sort of property where it's been like the sort of like conservative guy who's going out in this world and going to exotic locations and exotic women and doing, you know what I mean, like hooking up women all over the world.
Yeah.
International hoe, I guess. The world's favorite international hoe. Cool, man. Who's Apex Mountain, would you say? Who's like the top of their game in this movie? Who's like their best performance? Who can hang up their jersey? I'm like using sports references.
I don't know. That's kind of hard with this one because everyone was kind of like a step down from their previous characters in the last movie. Helen Mirren's the only one that really did anything.
But you wouldn't say that's her best performance of her career.
No, I don't think
there's nobody that really like
the best performance of anybody's career.
I feel like the director. I don't know, not to knock him. I mean, I'm sure he's a wonderful guy. But I mean, like, there's nobody was like performing at a certain level. You know what I mean? A higher level than normal. No one was like fucking that guy knocked it in the park.
It's not like they did a bad job, but I could be like, all right, it's like what Jon Voight was better in Anaconda and Holes. Right there, the first national treasure. What's his name that played Riley?
Actually, I thought he was pretty good in this one.
He was good.
I mean, Jon Voight might have been better in this one than the other one. I mean, yeah, nobody was really like.
Well, he got more camera time for one and more character. Introducing his ex-wife was great. I loved it when they were first talking about it. He's like, no, we're not going to go. He's like, no, it's going to be the same as it always is. We're not going to talk to her. And that's what. And every time they start talking, and it's always like that. It's always like, and the whole like, the toiletry bag thing, where he's talking about. He's like, the toiletry bag was not my responsibility. My responsibility was to pack the luggage. And toiletries goes in the luggage. And they just had this whole argument because they left it in, like, Bahrain or something. I don't remember where they left it.
Young lovers.
Yeah.
They had, like,
I love that because that's exactly what older married couples do. They pull up some shit from fucking decades ago.
Yeah, and so that too. So I guess nobody really... That's crazy.
I think Jon Voight, it wasn't the best of his career.
But it's best for this movie.
But I think it was... He had the best performance of this film. It was a step up from the last one, from his performance in National Treasure. I
think this one too really lacked. Now you're talking about it, like it lacked all the fun side characters we had the first one. Remember, like before the first one had like the funny little like extras that had one lines in the movie.
Yeah,
that movie completely lacked. I can't remember anybody like except the French guy, the cops in the beginning. It was the only time we saw like sort of extras actually talking and interacting with him.
Like the lady in the gift shop in the first one. Like, you gonna pay for that? Like, she throws some fucking attitude at him.
Yeah, there's like I don't remember. This movie is like complete abstains from that, except like the cops. That was it.
Besides the cop, and like I think I'm trying to think about it
because everybody went like before the last movie. It was like everybody, there was always an extra that like interacted with him. Which made it kind of fun and cool.
Yeah, I liked Harvey. I mean, Harvey Keitel did a great job, as he always does.
He slam dunked it. For someone to have very little work with, he was great.
There was a part, the guy that's like his assistant or like second in command.
Yeah.
There's a part where they're walking down the hallway and he goes to like open a door, and I don't know if he's like checking to see if it's locked or he's trying to get in and it is locked, and then he kind of goes up and catches up with them. I don't know if that was just his character, like, oh, we're gonna go through here and it's locked.
No, that's his character. His character does a weird little bit thing. I loved about the first one. He does a little weird bit thing that he always does.
Yeah,
he calls him out at it. He's like a bumbling kind of like not idiot, but you know what I mean, just like which I loved about it. That's those little like quiet little moments he has with him, which I love.
Those are the things I really liked the first one. They're like, oh, we actually, like, in the first one, it's like, oh, we actually did get a tip that it was going to get stolen.
Like,
so did you get a name? He's like, no.
We thought it was incredible. So, like, those little moments, those made the first one kind of, it fleshed it out in a way that was really fun.
This one did not have that.
Overacting. We don't really do that. We kind of covered most of that. Best quotes we make.
It's hard to go over with overacting because it's usually Nic Cage.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of like well, I'm gonna think about canceling that. Once to be with the Nic Cage thing.
When did Nic Cage overact? When it's like, well, it was the Birmingham Palace scene. But
fucking, he crushed. Yeah, so it's kind of hard that one. I guess the last category I have, I'm best quotes. There's like nothing. There's no good quotes in this movie. So last one I have is picking nits. What little things in the movie that just really irked the fuck out of you?
The puzzles all felt so lackluster. Besides the balance one, everything just kind of seemed very blech. Like
a really cool, like almost like a Scrabble game, and then it was like not Scrabble, almost like a word puzzle.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we get there, and then all of a sudden you got to find the next word puzzle because it's in this room. You just got to just walk around the room and touch, you know what I mean, or like shine, like you know what I mean, not shine, but like go ahead and put a camera over there, you know.
Yeah, like the desk that was really cool, but that kind of being the highlight kind of shows you how kind of
everything else
bottom of the barrel was like for the puzzles. Like they didn't really seem diverse. Again, like it was like, oh, there's text on the statue, and then we're gonna go to the desk, and the desk was a good hour of the movie because they had to get to one. And then they had to get to the other one, but the other one didn't have what they need, so then they had to get the book. The book was really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if I really consider the book a puzzle. Like, they get to the spot, and it's like a combination.
Wow. I mean, also, how do you know what the fuck the combination was? Is it, he didn't tell him, did he?
It was the Dewey Decimal System. Like, he gave him the Dewey Decimal System, but there's no book in that spot, but there is a code to get in.
Got you. I didn't catch that.
I think that's what it was.
Good.
Which, cool. God, they should have taken more photos of that book. Like, they're like, oh, this is like the Book of Secrets. We're gonna just keep skipping Area 51. Blech.
Yeah, just we have to do the cops at the door. You know what I mean? It's the thing.
I know, but I guess the limitations of a flip razor.
Like, oh yeah, they were using camera phones. It was kind of spotty. They're like taking pictures and sending them. But that one part where which I thought was weird. Okay, I guess picking this. Mine would be when he does the traffic photo. He has a phone. So why don't you just use his phone? Take a picture instead of using the traffic light. I mean, it was a cool idea. If you didn't have one.
Well, it's just to be clever.
Maybe it was a clever way of doing it, but as you know, like nowadays, like as most like a lot of superhero movies do, is like they pretend like cell phones don't exist. So it kind of works fine. You know what I mean? Just pretend they don't exist. Let's not go with them. But to have a world where it's like clever, almost like again, I feel like multiple writers kind of situation where like someone wrote that in there thinking really clever, and then someone else like we're adding cell phones to this movie later on, and then kind of left that as a vestige of the last version of a film.
Yeah.
It felt like
I think they were trying to be too clever at some parts.
That was a really cool idea. I was like, cool, let's go ahead and like do it, ditch it, and get out of here and get it later. And
but they have phones with cameras.
Yeah,
even the fucking car has a camera.
Yeah.
So like, what's the point of that? I do kind of wish that when he threw the piece of wood over the side, that it nailed some pedestrian in the head. And he's just like, what the fuck? And he's just getting pissed. I would have loved that, but they just had to throw it in the water in the fucking Thames, which is disgusting. Again, more disgusting rivers. They had the Hudson the first one, and the Thames in the second one, which it turns out the Thames is way worse than the Hudson.
Gross. All dead bodies and like weapons. And
all of the runoff.
According to Irishmen, it's like, you know what I mean? It's of weapons.
It's all the runoff from London goes into the Thames. So that water is fucking nasty.
That's fucking gross. I guess for me it would be like the drone camera thing. I guess would be my thing. How the drone was like mega, like you said, like fucking 4K camera on like a fucking on his giant ass self-build.
That's a pretty recent thing within the last couple years, and it's been 10 years since that movie.
Like he just went up with that shit, like it went up like it was nothing.
The zoom and enhance shit was just kind of crazy, or like when they're like looking at like the piece of paper, and then they're like they're like changing the contrast, like there's indentations of it, flip it over, and they flip over the piece of paper, and they get part of the code.
Yeah, they figured that too. Yeah, it was
like super far fetched. Like I can deal with a lot of far fetched shit, but that was definitely like that was out there.
And the big too was like what happened? I guess the guy she was dating, they kind of left it hanging on that.
Which one?
I forget. Gates' girlfriend. I read her name in the movie. Diane Kruger character. She was dating the guy who worked in I guess. She was dating the guy that worked for, he worked in Washington. Yeah. But it seemed like he was like a curator. He almost gave tours. It wasn't like a real, like...
Yeah,
I was implying he was like sort of a politician, but it seemed like he's more of a guy who gave tours.
He might have been like some sort of like politician, and that's why he was like, could get into the Oval Office, I guess, but... Again, that was real easy getting into the fucking Oval Office.
Yeah. It was
there's some fucking files in that desk I'm sure are pretty nice to look at, and they just kind of waltzed in. There's no security. Yeah.
That was just him. And then also think of the kiss, and then they kind of leave it hanging. I thought they kind of leave the fact that I guess I'm going with the Gates now.
Yeah, that would again. He was just kind of just a ploy to get them in there, and
they kind of drop his character
just to be sexy around him to distract him.
That was a weird. I mean, I don't really understand the point. Yeah, the whole way. I was trying to. I don't quite understand his character in this movie. Why he's really necessary.
Just
it didn't really make him jealous. It was kind of weird. Like
no, because even they're making out, and he was like,
yeah, because even so, coming home, he's like, "What are you guys gonna do?" Not even like a whole like hijinks. So you guys gonna hook up and everything. He was just like, whatever. Like he seemed very unfazed.
Zero jealousy.
He just seemed like very like annoyed. And even the kissing, like we gotta move it around. We gotta keep it moving.
Yeah.
There's no follow up. Like you're gonna hang out with your boyfriend later. You're nothing. You know,
yeah.
Just like.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
So pretty much the writing was sort of really inconsistent. Cool. That's all I got.
Yeah. I was gonna do the randomizer again, but last time we went through like 4 movies that were like documentaries or like G-Force. So what? I'm not really. I got a whole list here of movies. Should we just pick one?
You want me to pick one? I can pick one. I'll switch it up.
Sure. What do you have in mind?
Oh come on, you already know. Snake Eyes.
Snake Eyes.
Brian De Palma.
All right.
Brian fucking De Palma. Excuse me.
All right, so next week we're gonna watch Snake Eyes.
Fuck yeah!
What? Let's see. What year was that?
I think it's like 98, I believe. 97. How'd you guess?
Yeah, 98. Okay.
Have you heard of it?
Heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Oh, we watched the trailer after this. After we pause and watch the trailer just for the sake of
sure.
it. Huh?
Yeah. After this, let's watch the trailer.
I'm like putting them out too, just the lack of visuals.
Oh, what do you give National Treasure to? Like out of 10? We'll go to the out of 3 rating. Out of 10, or do you want to do like out of 10, or do you want to do like a grading, like A, B, or C?
Oh yeah, out of 10. I'll give it like a 7.
Yeah, I would say it's about a 7. If 7 is like mediocre, or it's more than mediocre, but it's not great.
Yeah, so the whole I don't know thing I'm learning about too about business, how like you can't give you have to give a scale, but you can't use 7 kind of thing, because 7's like 7's like fine, it's fine. Like this is, you know what I mean? Well, that's the whole thing in business. You can't 7 is fine. It's fine. Like it kept my interest. I enjoyed it. You know what I mean? I did like it, but I didn't like love it. I wasn't like you gotta go see it.
For me, the out of 10, a 0 is unwatchable. Didn't finish it. Complete shit. 5 is like it was serviceable, but I'll never watch it again.
Yeah, that's right.
It was a movie. It had 3 arcs. It had a score.
Like I didn't want to die.
People acted, yeah. And 10 is like it's perfect. It's
you gotta
like,
fucking see. Tell everybody to see it. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think 7's perfect. Like National Treasures 1 is an 8 in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because this one. It's too much like the first one, but also not enough like the first one.
Yeah.
It's like trying to be the first one without anything else behind it. Like there's a lot less heart to it, I guess.
Yeah, it was. There's less of the puzzle. There's less of the little jinxy stuff, the little in between.
They went more with character. There's not even character development. Just a lot more character interaction.
It felt more emotional stuff, more character driven, but but not really in a meteor way, which is
arcs. So that's unfortunate, but
it's a good, decent watch. I enjoyed it. I mean, it's like a 7. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Pleasant.
It's fine.
It's pleasant.
All right, yeah, so next week we are going to watch Snake Eyes, and I'm excited because I know nothing about it.
Oh, you're in for a treat.
Recommendations.
What movies did I see? Again, I don't think I've seen anything since this.
I'll go since I know exactly what it's going to be.
The Mandalorian, the first 15 minutes of Mandalorian?
No, it's A Muppet Christmas Carol.
Oh, nice, dude.
I just watched that yesterday for my birthday. They were airing it at our local art house theater, the Enzion. And it's my favorite Christmas movie. And I just had to see it.
Favorite Christmas movie?
It's my favorite Christmas movie.
Better than Die Hard?
Yes.
Nice.
Die Hard's a whole different thing. Like I had this argument with my brother-in-law. I was like, it's a Christmas movie. I was like, it takes place during Christmas. He's like, but it wasn't released during Christmas.
Oh, he's one of those.
In summer.
Oh, his team is not Christmas.
His team is like a Christmas movie is a movie that is released during the holidays.
Oh, okay.
Then in that case, every Star Wars movie is a Christmas movie.
I beg to differ, but
I mean, I disagree with him too.
I do too. Fucking more holidays and movies are better. I don't know. I'm all inclusive.
No, okay. So the Muppet Christmas Carol is, it's just incredibly funny, very well done. I was upset that it was the edited theatrical version. There's an unedited version with a few extended scenes, and there's a really great song called "When the Love Is Gone" that they cut out. Yes. It's when Scrooge is with the Ghost of Christmas Past, and he's looking at himself with his then fiance, and they're in a park and they're breaking up, and they sing this whole song about how they're not in love anymore, and they're gonna break up because he's more interested in his business and making money than he is to getting engaged. Because the whole thing is like she's like they've been engaged for a few years. She's like, "Are we gonna get married this year?" He's like, it's not the right time. Like my investments aren't growing like they're supposed to. If we're gonna get married, we're gonna have to have a house and all of this stuff. And she's like, "I just want to get married." He's like, "No, it needs to be perfect." So she's like, "You're more worried about the financial part of it and the home of it than being with me." And it's a heartbreaking song, and it has a lot of character development because you can see the life he could have had and that he gave up for his greedy career.
No shit.
There's, I know, like again, like
that's pretty heavy for a kids movie. Yeah.
It is, and I'm upset they took it out. I understand why, but I don't agree with it because it's a great song and a great scene.
Yeah, I feel like it has the post Upworld. I'm gonna be the kind of that sort of cheeky, like that very pretentious liberal guy kind of guy. Because I mean, after that movie, a movie about obviously about grieving and death and moving on past it. So I think we put that in the space of children movies. So I think we're in a whole new era now of like what we could do, the possibilities.
I mean, even this movie deals with death a lot.
Yeah, for a PG movie, it's kind of wild.
They got Tiny Tim. Even like
I think like Natural Treasure. Like I don't remember. Like, Tiny Tim's in it. Like this movie doesn't.
I know. No, sorry, I'm still talking about that.
People do die. Yeah.
Because he's like he's like trying to like they're all like trying to be like happy and like trying to like keep his spirits up, but then he's even talked to Christmas Present and he's like, "Tell me the boy lives." And he's like, oh, I see a chair with I see an unused chair with a crutch without its owner.
Oh,
and the next scene when he goes to Christmas Future, he looks in on the house and it's fucking Kermit and Miss Piggy with their kids. It's like goofy because it's a fucking frog and a pig.
Yeah.
But then you see the chair by the fire with his hat, his crutch, unused because he died, and they're like crying, and you're like, "God damn it, Jim Henson, you motherfucker!" But I couldn't recommend it more, and it is the season. It is December, so go watch him up at Christmas Carol. It's fucking great.
No, I'll take back my 15 minutes of Mandalorian and say Die Hard then.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with Die Hard. That's like Alan Rickman's like first role, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Hans Gruber, yeah, so whole, yes, arguably if not one of the best, the best action movie villain of all time.
He really is. I mean, there's so many movies that like try to copy him.
Yeah, you're right. There's like so many facsimiles you can't.
There's so many like copies of Die Hard and Alan Rickman in general.
Because he was a world class actor in like a great role, and he ate that. He chewed scenery every second scene.
He started acting in his 40s, right? It was the 50s.
I think when he started becoming like a screen actor, like because he was acting for years, but he's doing theater work for years, and it's the first movie that someone plucked him and was like, dude, you'd be great for a villain in this movie, and that's like because it wasn't just a throwaway. Like most time villains are just kind of like like whoever we can get, boom, pluck you in there. But it was like, let me get the fucking. Someone's like, nah, dude, I got the guy, I got the fucking guy. Like it's gonna be great.
Next up for Eclectic Studios, the Alan Rickman podcast, because fuck he. I mean, I can't think of a movie where I saw him where I didn't like him. Like I didn't really like Dogma. But he was great in Dogma.
Dogma was, I liked it a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
I used to love Kevin Smith, but
it doesn't age well.
After Red State was like a kick in the pants, and I was like, "All right, Kevin, you got one more shot."
Yeah, exactly.
And then Tusk happened, and I was like, I haven't seen anything since then. Clerks 3 is coming out. I'm hoping it's good because I like Clerks 1.
He got Clerks 2 because it's his lane. I feel the humor, it's like a box. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like really sophomore, ridiculous humor, but in a lane that you can, if you put it in like around everything else, it works well. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like taking, you know what I mean? It's like taking silly shit and putting it in a way that works. So that way, if he's in that space, but if you extend silly shit in a way that expand it, it doesn't work. And you know, does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, like
he can't.
He works really well with Mallrats, and it's that same kind of humor where it's.
If I can put it in conversation and have people kind of like doing mundane shit, it works really well.
He does great.
But if I extend it to world building, it's fucking terrible. Like,
yeah, if he sticks with kind of like slice of life, dialogue driven characters, really great.
Fucking great.
But like Red State, it was this. I don't even really want to call it a horror movie or a thriller.
It was fucking terrible.
It just wasn't right. And then Tusk was just.
I saw the trailer and hard pass. He's gonna fuck it up again. I'm waiting for the reviews. I'm not gonna waste my time with it.
God, I saw that on a date and that was terrible.
Yoga Hoosers, like, come on, it's just like how low can you go, dude?
I think he was just trying to expand, but I just don't think he really.
Directors have lanes. I mean,
I don't want to say stay in your lane, but honestly, like
you tried like 3. You're like 0 for 3 right now.
This is like it. I think he has a strength in like slice of life.
Yeah.
And even if it's exaggerated slice of life, I think he has a real strength in that. Because I mean that's why Clerks was so good in my opinion. That was his life. Like Dante was him.
Yeah.
So I think that was again the whole like write what you know. I think he does a great job with that. If he wrote a movie about guys running a comic shop, like because he had a show that comic book.
Yeah.
If you wrote that, that'd be really fucking.
Yeah,
cool.
kind of did with Manny and Mira McAppear or whatever. Zach and Mira. That was actually pretty decent. Like,
right?
Yeah, he wrote and directed that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah.
It's slice of life is definitely his lane.
Yeah.
He gets into horror or thriller or whatever else. I just don't think it works
because it works. That's what he knows, and it gives it a bubble. It's like a good contrast. I think. It's some reason with that contrast he nails it. Ridiculous, crazy banter, gross out stuff out in the world, and that contrasted with mundane stuff. You know that works. It meshes really well. But I mean, him trying to get even like when he's trying to do, I don't know, like even like the sequel to, I mean, what movie he did with the sequel to
Clerks?
recently?
Clerks
the most recent one he did, his newest movie.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
He did the reboot movie. Zach and what's his name? Bill and Silent Bob. No.
I honestly have no idea.
Oh, you know he made a sequel to it, made by Saban Films.
I know Jay and Silent Bob reboot. That was
that was a reboot. Yeah, it came out already.
It did.
Yeah, it didn't get a wide release.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
The trailer looked kind of a bit rough.
Chasing Amy, I haven't seen that in ages. Jay and Silent Bob reboot. I'm gonna have to watch that because that sounds fucking insane.
I'm definitely down to see that.
Cop Out. Oh, I forgot he did Live Free or Die Hard because he was in that movie.
Yeah, he played the wizard. Yeah,
he was the fat guy in the basement.
Yeah, the hacker guy. Yeah.
Red State, Trash, Catch and Release, didn't see it. Jersey Girl, didn't see it. Holidays, Moose Jaws. He did not. He directed Daredevil in 2003. No.
Oh, the TV show. I think episode of TV show maybe.
No. This says the movie.
No, there's no way. He did not direct a superhero movie yet.
Oh no, I think he wrote. I think he might have been a writer. He might have written the script. That would make a lot more sense than. Yeah, there's no way.
He hasn't directed a superhero movie yet. Not yet.
I think he if he got like some Disney Plus shit, fuck yeah, he should do it.
He's got to get. I feel like I was looking in. He's got to get the numbers up. He's got to get. You know what I mean? Like
he's got to get back up top.
He needs that box office to give him to get and instill confidence in the studio to give him that.
Right now, he is not.
Because his last movies have been like critical and like commercial flops. So like,
I mean, I can't remember the last movie that did well from him.
It's been a while, so he's got. I feel like if he gets a nice hit, he'll be back in his game. He just needs that. Like,
he's been focusing. I think he's been working on his podcast a lot.
Yeah, he's not hurting financially. He's fine. I mean, he can
do
like low budget flops, and like that could be his lane. But he's not gonna like the studio's not gonna back that guy right now.
I really wanted to do well because I really liked his stuff.
Yeah,
I really liked him.
He's a genuine guy too. You know, he's a great guy.
Yeah, I listened to all his podcasts for a while.
I watched this. I like his stuff. I mean, I like his like evening and all that stuff, and he's definitely. I'm a big fan of him. He's like watching. It's a fan. It's somebody you're really a fan of. He'll get there.
After Tusk, I just dropped his ass. I mean,
you didn't see Yoga Hoosers?
Like, no, fuck no. I'm not gonna see a movie. He just made a movie to put his daughter and Johnny Depp's daughter in it.
Yeah, and have Johnny Depp have a weird cameo in it too.
Of course he does. Hopefully, it's not like a Tim Burton cameo.
Oh, you got to see it to find out.
I really don't want to.
Gosh.
Once an entertainer stops entertaining me, then I'm done with them until they pick it back up.
Damn, cool.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, it is fair. I mean, that's
even Bo Burnham said that. He's like, if I ever stop entertaining you, or like I do stuff you don't like, forget about it. Like, drop me. Like,
well, yeah, as an artist, you go out every time you go up the bat. I mean, it's like you're only as good as your last time up the bat. So
I don't subscribe to the idea of like ultra fandom of like
no not so
I'm fans of a lot of people and a lot of things.
Yeah, I'm fan until you suck. Until you suck. Like,
well, even if I like it, I'll still be critical. Yeah. Like there's plenty of people I like, and I think we talked about this last week. Of like, I'll still be critical of you because
what's art? You put yourself out there. You need to be critical.
Criticism makes it better.
Yeah.
Like
No
one's been really telling it like J.J. Abrams much lately. I feel like
hot take. That'll be another category next episode. On the Nicolas Cage. I'm gonna put that on their hot take. Oh, thank you. That's a great category for next time.
I feel like I feel like the people close to him.
That's like a nice spicy freaking trendy shit to put too. What's your hot take in this movie?
I feel like people close to J.J. Abrams aren't telling him or criticizing what he's doing, and they're just saying yes.
What's your hot take? What's your cool take? What's your nice thing too?
Or maybe he's just throwing his name and producing bad things. Because I don't know.
We'll see what happens in a couple weeks, right?
Is he directing? He's directing the new one, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely see it. I think it's actually next weekend.
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe I will. I actually have that day off.
I'm gonna write that shit down.
Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll go see Star Wars by myself.
No, we'll see. Okay, I guess that's a wrap. Yeah, I feel like we're going.
Yeah. All right, we'll wrap it up.
After you.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. Don't forget, next week is Snake Eyes. If you have any questions, comments, or criticisms, direct them to Nic Cage Podcast at gmail.com, or you can leave a comment down below in the comment section if you are listening to this on YouTube. Thanks for joining us, and sorry.